I'm gonna give another one to Amu because I never thought I was gonna say you have a diamond encrusted. But last session, on session 60, we are late into the evening, near the still early part of this month. Like, this campaign moves so slow that we've only been through like barely 2 months of the story.
Didn't we take like
Um,
5 more sessions for half a day?
yeah. But nevertheless, um, you guys had some meetings at the beginning. Well, Syth did with a druid that you guys had some past connections with. And lost where are my eyeballs? He has come to. He kind of the druid is set up elements of the ancient beast to do this druidic communion with nature to try to talk to this element of nature that the Tarask represents. And Secch kind of offers some necrotic energy, and they also harvest different parts of cloned, is the word I was looking for, cloned young Tarasks to that have been found throughout the city. And there's an eyeball, a heart, and lungs that are, well, one lung inevitably that's able to be harvested. And the druidic foxkin, the Vulpin named Gormonger, takes the items and uses the eye to kind of look down through the earth and almost reflect into it. And beneath their feet in this druidic ritual circle, that he's used parts of the lungs to kind of draw and carve into, it kind of turns into a pool of energy or whatnot of the weave that allows like a direct communion almost with things. And the heart, once it's placed in the center, starts to um, beat, and it helps construct with its energy like the lung pieces, the strips, like start to dig into the dirt a little bit. And these sylvan and druidic runes that he kind of loosely shaped in blood and stuff around start to take more form, and focusing the mana of the spell directly, Syth is told he can ask three things, basically, of the ancient beast. First, he learns um, the beast will not care about the people of the city if it's ever to arise. It's not its concern in any way, shape, or form. Uh, its purpose is beyond that of ants, was kind of the perspective they were giving. Irony with our conversation. Secondly, what is the next goal after destroying the ballistae? Like, what do you want, such to do? And there's faces and imagery of the 13 Binder Lords that appear in the tendrils and strings of this weird life force of the Trask. And he sees each of the Binder Lords in so many words, especially recognizing Pio and Mel with their physical descriptions, is what forms mostly. Um, their death is what must come next, basically. Lastly, gaining of power, and he has to consume more of his progenitor. Uh, the more close to the essence of the Tarask, of what is most true to its form, spinal fluid, blood, brainstem matter, in fact, is what was kind of implied, will help kind of make stronger connections. He also uses the eye to scry on He uses the eye of the tries to scry from its perspective, and he sees 5 houses taking the fluid that was expelled from its ascension and returned memory as a drow, the drow against the walkers, like what his original form was, who let the beast free firstly. The ninth house took, and then like who took the most spinal fluid, kind of from when it expelled. It's like when it threw up. And the ninth, the seventh, the 12th, the second house, and even the 8th house were involved with it. And then Secch goes to Mel's apartment after having a conversation about the civilians of the city and how we're going to try not to injure them and negotiate with Mel for some more spinal fluid to help with his ascension, basically. Killian gets some connections with the first house, kind of begins some investigation into the city tunnels a little bit, starting to establish some bunkers and whatnot for the people in case of the imminent attack of the weird eagle and dwarves that gave the prophecy a few days back. And then he started to help Birdman to prepare for the trial, basically. And Venator, and Far has similar plans, kind of for Farwin, for rumors spread of his own involvement in the trial, and kind of Orcafor as the established 11th house. And there's like still confusions on some of that stuff because it's still not exactly open who Farwin is to the city. Amu waits at Mill's apartment, preparing the space as like a neutral ground for when Alucard is brought by Tenebris and Farwin later for the resurrection and maybe possible witness on Birdman's behalf. And that's kind of like most of their day. Secch finds Amu at Mel's apartment sometime after the rest, and they kind of have a discussion about Alucard, sort of. Amu hears, eventually is kind of the thing, but he hides in the coffee pot and where Birdman hid weed and also coffee. And while Secch comes in the kitchen, there's like obviously a trail that of stuff and knockover, and Secch attempts to grab Amu by the tail, not able to, and eventually hides under like kind of the stove situation, and they're able to discuss what happens mostly and like what's going on with Alucard and Mel and things like that. We then jumped to the forest crew for the rest of last session we were together, and we had a wrapped up a battle kind of thing. Encounter with dwarves and red dragons, and Sarek summons a new ally to assist this weird like plane of air creature. And they discuss how they have like 6 days at most before the dragons might turn around and start their rampage within the Lapid lands. So they teleport back to the Lapid High King, and they find her engaged with a new character named Nanui, who is an ancient Testadine quote-unquote walker, which is, as we discussed, an individual of political presence within the Animaesus culture. They're kind of wayward warriors, justice and loyalty of the people kind of incarnate with how they're perceived. They had a stronger presence 100 years ago or more than they do now because of the City of Salt, to be sure. But nevertheless, the Queen is in conversation with them in Sylvan, and the Testadine is asking about the dwarves, and how the walkers have made a deal with them to allow the dwarves to pass through, and kind of come to the city of Salt, basically. And they are trying to arrange passage, as there's kind of some implication of like letting the fight come to the city more or less than anything else, but eventually he leaves, and then you guys discuss with Lady Thistle, the king of the Lapid folk, and the idea of neutrality is pressed upon her to allow time for things to be fully engaged. But she also brings up how the leader of the Walkers, the current leader of the Walkers, Aelitz Apumthera, is currently the closest in the south in this valley, far to the pretty far from where you guys are, I guess, to the south, engaged with the dwarves to arrange all these things, and trying to keep them with the aspect of like parlay and diplomacy, I guess, more than anything else. But nevertheless, they Eros also convinces the queen that they can you guys can set up some sort of ambush with the Lapid folk to basically waylay them at the right and proper moment, like allow them to come in. Because the idea of expansion was definitely pressed. Like, your experience with these dwarves has been that they're not probably in the long term going to hold out to their promises they've made. And dwarves are a much longer lived race than 90% of the Animaesus. Like 99% of the Animaesus, honestly. And the discussion about your primordials you have, your different power sets, and, strike mentioned, like you guys are your own verifiable, like, SEAL Team 6 ridiculous, crap that you guys are. Eros also spend some time with Lady Thistle to get a description of Aelitz, the leader of the Walkers, to implore them and not to engage with the dragons that are heading there, and let them take care of the dwarves, and let the Walkers use that as an opportunity, more or less, for the Animaesus people. And she inevitably agrees with the 25 words she was allowed to say. And her others, we jump to kind of an imagery at the end of her and her others encamped to the south in this valley, like on a ridge surrounded by trees and things like that. And down, they're looking at the giant dwarven camp with these 4 constructs. And there's a look then further to the northeast of now them being aware of the dragons, and she sees something in the distance off in the sky. Maybe that's what it is. It's very, very tiny and small. And the looking back to the dwarven camp, she kind of zeroes in on the main camp's like other constructs other than the monkey man you met, where they had this weird quadrupedal beast, something akin to what would be a tapir in modern descriptions, a kind of cat panther, something to that effect. It's has weird spines and things on it. An obvious weird snake thing. It is coiled up. And then the way the tongue flicks out, its long beaky face is like, few of you know what an anteater is. Like, you guys live in the Northern Americas, and I take a lot of influence from the natural world for those things. So I think some of you would be aware of what that is, but it's fucking weird. And just, yeah. And and that kind of question that Aelitz posed to herself is like, you know, is that enough to stop these dragons, or is the dragons enough to stop them? Like, no one. You guys technically, with what you've seen of Cash, are some of the few people in the story that have actually seen these constructs, like what they can do. Hey, welcome.
Welcome. I'm here. Yeah, sorry.
It's all good.
Went long and then allergies went fucking nuts.
It's all good. It's all good. We're wrapping up the recap
Cool. I remember it.
of last time. So we are going to
Do we go exterminate or do we play Ace Attorney? Is the question basically.
Yeah, in so many words. Like that's kind of both of them. The first steps of those involve you guys having at least a partial discussion of like how you, as characters want to approach the different situations, because I think some of that is still kind of up in the air, and you still have a meeting in the city people that we have to draw attention to, of you guys coming together with Alucard and things like that. And then there's some other things in the background that wanted to be built a little bit more. So my idea was for either one of the groups to there's a city people, it's a little less time with downtime, but the city folk time moves, I feel, a lot slower than the forest people. By how the stories are moving now. To have some downtime to like collaborate and or build some of the things before the trial kind of takes over, I think, more of the narrative. I want to get to the beginnings of the trial at some point, but in session today. But I don't want necessarily. With kind of how I have it planned, I'm thinking the trial will take 2, maybe 3 sessions, depending on.
Maybe 6.
It's gonna take a minute.
Well, I set aside 3 sessions. It could take 1. Like, it really depends on your role play. Like,
But
that's
also take 10, we don't know.
like it's 100% dependent on your role play, and like you guys still have an opportunity because of who Birdman is, and also because we have 2 people that are Binder Lords. One of them being here today, like those people, and even Killian with his connections to the first house. There's a lot of opportunity for you guys to kind of manipulate the trial in some ways if you want. Like, that's all I'm going to say at this point. Like, you guys have a lot of narrative control with kind of where things currently are before the trial begins. But there's some things I want to get to with that. There are some things that will still kind of occur in the background. So I think I would like most of the conversation to kind of focus on like how the groups, or what do they want to do, and kind of as a unit as best as that can be, which is easier said with the forest group, of course. The city group, like, still that like aspect like of Alucard, and how Alucard has loosely become that symbol for your guys' unity as a group. Like, that narrative is the thing that's keeping the group together for the immediate moment. So the other background things and stuff like that can be built. We can talk about those here afterward, or like in text and stuff like that. There's some things I was writing this morning related to some of that stuff, but I needed some more information from like the Binder Lords and those like Killian and Alucard, Killian and Amu, I'm sorry, and even Birdman, who have strong connections to like houses that they can use if they want to their benefit or whatnot. So I guess let's talk about the city kind of trial thing first. Is my question. Is what I want to go to first. Is it Birdman's knowledge of this is more, I think, clear than some others, but it's going to be more or less an opportunity for a trial, but that word trial can be taken very broadly in the stage courts of like it could be a trial of like body or a trial of will. It's not always just a trial of your peers. But you can manipulate what the trial is by certain things you can set up in the background as an attorney or as a representative of another house. If it's a trial by jury, there's more opportunity for you guys to have. There's no such thing as conflict of interest in this court system. So, like, that idea isn't something that people care about. And if they do, it's usually there's more important things at play. So, like, people that can be on the jury or serve as witness can be, very influential to, like, some of the decisions and things like that. So is there anything you guys would like to do with setup for the trial in the background? And it's like I said, like a 36-hour sort of period, and then there's other things that you're doing in your downtime and stuff like that. But yeah.
Well, my idea kind of depends on how well this Alucard resuscitation goes.
Yeah, which is something. Honestly, and like I totally my brain farted about the Alucard thing until like a minute ago. So, maybe we should do that first. Is jump to Mel's apartments, and Mel isn't here, so
Neither is Seth.
neither is Setch. I don't know. It's getting to the point where I really can't keep pausing stuff. So because people aren't here for certain things, like it's just getting to the point to really hard to balance everything. So it
Wants to be in the scene.
so it's either because I would like to get some sort of closure on that too. So it's either we write this, we roleplay with the scene of them being there as witness and they're just quiet for the time, or I can come up with a reason why they wouldn't be there easy enough. I think Setch is a little harder. Or we, I guess, put that on the back burner too.
Did Setch say he was going to stay when he was talking with Amu?
Yeah.
He did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then it's probably going to be the former then. If Setch said he was going to stay, then he'd probably stay, wait for Mel. If there were to dip, probably because Setch said something that he wants Mel to be away from, like saying how that stuff...
That might be possible too.
Yeah.
Like, at some point, but Mel would want to be a part of the Alucard situation.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Like,
Yeah.
so
I totally space cadetted the Alucard thing.
I mean,
I was focusing more on the trial.
but would it?
well, I guess that's the answer to your question, though, is if we figure out if he's alive or dead, that'll help all of us, I think.
Yeah,
That's
like, and narratively that's supposed to come first, anyways. I think there can still be an opportunity for both of them to have a retcon scene or something after the fact where they either can speak with dead if or find Alucard and ask questions and whatnot if they want.
I mean,
Is one way to kind of solve it, I guess. It's just I totally spaced it and I feel bad. Um,
I think a good way for it would be that Such is mild, because the way it seems like Such is mildly interested in why Amu is even in the apartment in the first place, and Such was searching for Mel, and we're just kind of checking off the boxes type
Okay.
thing, and
Yeah.
Such specifically knows that he'll need something from Mel. So I would say, just from the perspective of their characters, it's probably reasonable to say that, oh, that Such would think, oh, Amu was right, and the others do know him. Okay, cool. Let me go talk to Mel and tell her there's something extremely important regarding your position as a binder lord that I need to discuss with you in private, type of thing. It might be a bit railroady for the characters, but I think it makes narrative sense because Seth
Yeah.
doesn't know about Alucard. Well, he does, but he doesn't really care, does he?
I don't think so.
I don't. Yeah.
I guess
Yeah.
it would be kind of funny too if they were both here and you just threw them into a roleplay scene with each other, just like you're walking down the street.
Hello, hi.
By the way, you're at
Hi.
the
I
coffee
have
shop.
I have information from the mouth of Mel.
Oh yes.
So okay, here's what she's doing. She's not gonna she's not gonna be at the trial probably. So she's just gonna send her frog, who is exclusively just going to relay the exact details with specific dates and times of everything happening leading up to the matron mother. It very intricately, and that's it for the trial. And the other thing she's going to do is assemble a task force of people doing goody two shoes stuff. Basically, her most trusted goody two shoes people to go do PR for her.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense.
Yep.
So
Okay.
Mel's doing a Trump campaign.
Yeah.
and-
The people they love me. Well,
Yeah.
if she was doing a Trump
People,
campaign, she
they
wouldn't
love
actually
me.
be doing anything for people.
Hey.
Did Mel just call herself a matron mother? Is that what I got?
No.
No. Leading up to the matron mother event, she's not. He's not the matron mother.
She's giving me like
Okay.
a recording.
Yeah.
And then-
Okay.
And
I
then-
Okay.
sped through that very
Okay.
quickly.
Okay,
We
so
might have some problems with divinity from Mel saying it's a
Frogman will be her representative.
Yeah, basically just belting out a transcript of everything that's happened.
Interesting. Okay, then if
Well, now Setch can leave the apartment once he's like, oh, Mel's not here. Okay, well, bye.
Mel's busy. Being in public is never. I think just Mel's not gonna fuck. I don't think Mel wants to be in public anyways.
okay,
I know what Killian wants to do. I know what Killian's up to.
Seth can also just be a shadow in the corner too if he needs to stay here. Just be like, I'm not here.
I'm not here.
He creeps. He creeps anyways.
He'd be creeping.
He be creeping.
okay,
And Mel be creeping.
so
Bro is creeping. Yeah. I mean, we could only do so much there, but
okay. Well, let me write down clarify a couple notes.
Yeah.
And
Unfortunately,
give me,
Jenny's absences are medically necessary. Very unfortunate.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, it does make it difficult. But she's just so important here. She's so divisive.
Who knew murdering all these snakes and turning them into fancy leather shoes was such a needed task of life?
It's just that's what you gotta do.
This is what you gotta do.
You gotta do some snake oiling. You gotta extract the oil from those snakes.
Exactly. Don't ask what the oil
This is
specifically comes
genuine
from.
snake oil.
Can I ask how you extract the oil from the snake?
Yes, you gotta get them real close.
You gotta ring 'em like
talk
clock?
sweet. Gotta talk sweet right in their ears.
You gotta gently
squeeze 'em.
caress. Gently
Feed them a little
caress.
good moonshine. Get them all nice and loose. And squeeze them.
Don't
Wring 'em
just
out like a
don't
towel.
squeeze in just one spot though. You gotta move. as
Gotta
you
wring them out
squeeze.
like a towel.
You gotta go up and down as you squeeze. Gotta go up and
Mom,
down.
can you come pick me up? I'm scared.
What is happening?
I may be insane.
May?
Yeah,
I already
okay.
am. What do you mean?
Also, I apologize for all the things I keep sending you, Seth, but I just keep doing random stuff for my characters.
It's okay. It's okay. That's what happens with wizards.
Yeah. I just, oh man, he's yeah. I also want to, make him more. Put
No.
actually everything I knew about him onto paper, so
Oh, I
he
gotcha.
had something. Yeah.
Um,
And did you take a look at the Killian sheet at all? Just feel like, is this fine? I didn't change much. It was just like, oh, I don't have the rogue level anymore.
You don't want to be a rogue?
Killian buys a bag of dog treats.
I kind of wasn't using it, and the only thing it was giving me is lockpicking and a sneak attack that I could barely use. And I don't really need to pick locks when I can just,
break door.
Doors aren't really something that can stop me, so.
Picking
Not
lock.
when you're giant size.
I rolled
Yeah,
to
I mean,
seduce
honestly,
door.
I could just grab the lock and just squeeze, probably.
I'm fine if you want to do that. I don't care. That's
Cool.
fine.
Yeah. Sweet.
Not an issue.
Sweet.
Okay, so Falwyn has a couple things that has been building in the background, and I want to address some of those things. In the build of this 36-hour time period, to the thing, we should probably address the few hours you have that build up to the resurrection, and then go to the resurrection, and then have you all kind of take some turns to what do I do as prep for the trial, and then we'll start to build into that first morning of the trial, and then either jump to the forest crew or maybe probably stop it there, depending on how much time that takes. So, it's kind of where my brain's cannon's going now that I remember the resurrection. I'm like, why did I don't know how I forgot the resurrection. But
You did mention it, but then you forgot.
Yeah,
Apparently.
yeah, my brain is. There's only so much, it's only so much. It's like a bucket, and I've
Yeah, no,
too much
I
of it.
understand.
Have to check for
Wow.
evil spirits in the house.
My memory feels more like a colander.
That's funny. Okay. Then let me. Oh, you're on that map, and I'm on this map, and we can be on the city map. That's fine. Okay. So, what do you all want to do leading up to this 11 p.m. Dark Knight meeting to possibly resurrect a fallen mage who is responsible for the most recent, shift in power in the city, basically?
Oh my goodness, I don't want more mages.
So, does anyone want to do anything in those hours to lead up to that, or because where we left off, there was still kind of time to do that. if anyone wanted to declare anything specific.
Really?
And
I need to talk to Birdman. Like,
Well,
come on.
I would just be on my way back to the apartment from wherever I'm at.
Yeah.
So, and I thought we were together. Like, anyway.
I thought you pieced out.
Nah.
Oh, I guess we're still together, yeah.
Well, because we hadn't left, like, yet.
Well, I don't. Were we picking up the same day? Is that what's going on?
Yeah.
Okay.
well, where we left off was the morning of this
Oh
11
yeah.
p.m.
Okay. Now I
Yeah,
remember.
Then we met Secch and that. So, I mean, I'm probably, like, on my way back just to the apartment. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't plan on probably doing anything today other than that. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
it's probably time for, like, because I don't want to be out, right? For fear of everybody not letting me get arrested. So, I don't want to be burdening everybody's day, so I'd probably just go straight to Mel's apartment.
Yeah. Our home base. We fucking fix that thing up. I'm just gonna pay some people to do it.
For fear of not getting arrested is up there with many have tried and many have succeeded.
You want to get arrested? You just ask.
For fear of not letting get arrested. Like, I want to get arrested, but I
Exact-
can't be walking around because
Yeah, that's the exact same energy. It's the exact same fucking vibe.
walking around to find out kind of.
Just getting out of hand. Now there are three of them.
What if I had two?
He's down there. I forgot to drag him up. Mm.
Out of hand.
Have me and Killian made this like a more comfortable space to be in?
Have you?
Killian. Okay, if Killian's spending time here, he's cleaning it up. He's not. He refuses.
It's not like a dusty, like crusty hole anymore. Does it actually look like an apartment, kind of, or like?
Okay, with the time we're spending
If I had
here,
it my way, I'd keep it a dusty hole. Like
I always thought Mel's apartment was nicer than yours, anyways. But
if we okay,
Yeah,
once
then we
Killian
broke in.
is here for like the second or third time, he's like, okay, this is no.
Well, I mean, like,
and I'm
it
gonna
was
clean it.
nicer than ours, but
Yeah.
like it probably wasn't like cleaner than ours. Like ours felt homey, and Mel's felt dead as fuck. Like it just
If this
felt
shit
like it
started to
was
get,
just,
like-
a building, right? So does
Yeah.
this actually feel like an apartment?
Are we
now?
playing
I'm
house
gonna,
flipper?
every time Killian has come here, he has cleaned.
We flipped
And
an apartment?
if shit gets fucked up, he's literally just gonna go find like random workers and be like, come here for a little bit. I'm gonna pay you. I just like give him a sack of gold and be like, hey, we gotta fix this up a little bit.
Right, so Killian is playing house flipper.
Yeah,
dude.
I am,
Oh my
and I'm really good at it.
okay.
That's a good setting. I like that.
Okay. You guys clean in Mel's apartment. Meanwhile, I think looking at one of the things that okay, how long? Okay, if you're cleaning the house, hiring some workers and whatnot, that's a couple hours, of stuff, like an hour, maybe two. All right.
We'll do the worker thing later. I'm just gonna clean a little bit, and then like it's basically I'm gonna clean and talk to Birdman.
Okay.
Is the main thing.
All right. Who has the mop? Who has the broom?
Oh man, what can I
don't think
trust
it matters.
Birdman with?
I don't think I know if I don't think I know how to use any of them. So
Birdman's
one of
those
using it.
I think he can do less damage with the broom.
If you give
So
him the mop, he'll probably drink the dirty mop water.
Yeah, so I'm gonna keep him. Yeah, I'm gonna keep him away from liquids.
Amu is just gonna be sitting on the floor eating out of the coffee pot.
I'm just gonna like have him. I'm assigning him to clean Mel's secret room the whole time. Just that one. It's just that room. He's gonna sweep it the whole time.
You have no idea how many times he could go around in a square, bro.
That's exactly what That's exactly what I want.
Like we underestimate this man's power. He could go in the square for an hour. He could
I love
probably
it.
trance doing that. That would be wild.
Birdman, I do want to ask you,
He's just
what
taking
is,
a nap. He's
buddy, how are you? What? Oh my god! I'd like to throw something. Wake up! I'm just talking to you.
I mean,
Come on.
I think he just trances with his eyes open and gives you like these like answers like yeah, it's like going around in a square.
Don't worry, I got this. I'm gonna. I slap him on the ass and use a storm strike to infuse it with lightning.
Keeps walking, bro.
Oh,
I shock you.
I thought you infused this ass with lightning.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. Do we want to, Seth,
Lordy lord.
do we want
Taking
to
my one
like do the
mandatory
little
rest today,
thing
bro.
here real quick, or I'm gonna talk to him, or did you want to like?
Yeah,
get
yeah,
on?
do that. No, that's
Okay.
fine.
Birdman, are you awake now? Good. You've been doing that for a few hours, so
What?
what? It's
What?
been years, Birdman.
Where
You've
am
been doing
I?
it for years. Years. I shake. I'm just kidding with you. So let's talk strategy, right? The trial. What's your You're a lawyer and everything. What's your game plan?
That's a good question.
Oh fuck. You see Killian just put his head in his hands. Oh fuck. Sorry. Okay. What what are you trying to do? You know, it get you off the charges and such, right?
Oh right.
Right.
I don't know. I'm kind of I'm going with the flow, man. I think.
What does that mean, Birdman? I need you to look at
I'll.
me and say words that have meaning.
Oh, I'm gonna sit here while
Mhm.
we figure it out, and then when the trial comes, I'll defend myself, and we'll see how it goes.
So
We're
that's
flying by the seat of the
none of
pants.
that is a strategy.
No, that is the strategy. They'll never expect it. They'll never
What,
expect me to know.
Birdman? What do you want? I need. What do you want, Birdman?
What?
What do you want?
What do I want?
Yes.
I don't know.
You don't know what you want.
No.
Yes.
Why are you asking me what I want? I just woke up from a nap.
Because you don't seem to care very much about anything going on.
Well, I mean, if I cared like less, you would know.
Yes, I would. Do you care about what's happening? Do you care if you go to prison?
No, not really.
In
Really?
the background, hear Melon
What do you
Farmer,
plan on
"We're
doing
not
there?
going
You're
to
gonna
jail."
become the kingpin?
Heck yeah, that sounds awesome.
Just leave your friends out here to deal with the rest?
Well, no, I mean,
What are you going to do from inside a prison, Birdman?
well, I don't know, bro. You could find out. I gotta become the kingpin of the prison first. It's like I have like a whole 12-step plan, dude. I'm like ready.
Listen, I want to, be your friend. I want to be your ally. And I want to keep working together. But if you have no conviction to do anything other than just see what happens, I don't know if I can keep spending so much energy keeping you from trouble.
What? So well, what do you want?
I want a lot of things. I want to make this city actually safe. I want to stop the Tarask from waking up. I want to make these citizens actually not just suffer in this horrible place. Just get rid of the fucking horrible Binderlords. A lot of things. I want to change things.
I want to imagine Amu has just been sitting on the ground, just eating coffee beans while staring, eyes going back and forth between the two of them. And at that, he would raise his little paw hand and say,
Yes, Amu?
if I may interject,
Where the fuck did you come from?
I've been here the whole time.
He's been in the beans.
The bean? What's in the beans?
The beans, over there. Just a
Would
big
you-
sack of
would-
beans.
Would you like some beans? They remind me of you for some reason, Birdman.
Yes, I'm sorry. This is really heavy. I just woke up. You know?
Yes, but if I may, if any of my time in prison has taught me anything alongside my brother, it's that uh, whenever there is a position of power that needs to be filled, cutting off the head of one snake generally leads to the rise of another.
Oh, I'm not talking about a top-down revolution, it's a bottom-up. Come on, I know these things. I'm more of an end goal. I have more stuff going on there. Don't worry about it, Amo.
Oh, okay.
I'm not like, oh, we should just destroy everything and leave nothing behind. Generally, when I say all these things, it's more idealistic. I want the people to be safe first. But also, I'm pretty fed up. If the courts just say, hey, we're gonna do this, I'm gonna be like, no. And what are they gonna do? Like, if they start doing some bullshit, I'm just not going to listen.
Oh, why even bother with the court then? Why not skip the step instead?
Because I give people a chance. And I don't resort immediately to violence, even though it sometimes seems like the easiest path. And I really wish I could.
Can confirm.
It only ends up getting more people hurt if you do it recklessly.
So you're saying that I shouldn't cause an earthquake in the middle of the city? Just
No,
to
why
speed
would you
things
do
along?
that?
Well,
Why?
if it
What would that speed? Do you want to just wake up the Taraz? Because that, it's like, oh, I'm getting bored of this. Let's. Hey, come on, guy. You've been taking a long time here. Here's a
I
big alarm clock.
I merely mean if the fall of the houses is something that you wished, I could facilitate in some way to helping of that. I'm not a giant fan of the city myself.
Well,
And
yes,
Oh my
Amu,
god.
but
these-
Are we
okay,
the
we'll.
only ones here,
All
bro?
right, Amu. Okay, I love the enthusiasm, love it, but take a step back. We're
What
not
is
gonna do
happening?
destruction of civilian areas, just like mass terrorism. Not what I'm going for here. That's not what I'm going for. Okay.
I'm
Distant, disappointed elf noises.
I
Oh my god.
I merely make
Are you talking about
this.
blowing up this? Oh my god. No, no.
Amu,
It's
where is this coming
Amu.
from? I'm both this makes me kind of like you more almost, but also like makes me
Give me those
worried.
beans. Give me the beans.
What are in those beans?
I don't know. I eat
What
the
are
beans.
these? It's just labeled beans. What kind? There's a lot of
I
beans.
don't know. Maybe this is what put me in that trance in the room. I'm
No,
like, look.
I think you were just zoning out, dude.
No,
You do that
I
all the
don't
time.
even. I do. What is going? I'm like inspecting these beans.
Birdman! I start shaking. Birdman!
I'm Killian, listen. I'm listening to you. Okay. I am very serious about our task, despite my urge to want to eat these beans. I am very serious
fine.
about our task. I swear to
if you
God.
won't eat the beans, I'd like them back, please.
No, you're cut off.
I want beans. Wait, no.
You know,
What?
committing terrorism.
Listen. You may be small, but we still notice the smell. Okay. It's just,
I
What?
look. The whole thing with that is that I do want to change this city. Okay, I want to see people. I want to see people get what they deserve. Okay, but right now it all trickles down, man. Everything that happens on the top. Have you ever heard that it all comes downhill? You know. And we're all.
Why do you think I'm setting up places of protection for the people?
I understand that. And I appreciate that. And I think that is probably why you're my friend.
Yes.
Because
Birdman, I do want to let you know you're one of the only people in the city I do consider a friend.
that's the problem. I think.
What?
I'm really weird.
Yes,
and
you
you're
are.
not. Yes.
What?
It looks really bad for you.
What are you talking about?
I'm weird.
Do you know what I've done?
Like, No,
Are
I
you
do know
kidding
what
me?
you've done. You're like a very prestigious man,
I'm
you know.
I'm
We'll
more
call
hated,
it
but they just
man.
don't want to do anything to me right now, I think. You're just
No.
like you're just more public right now.
Yeah, people love me. But
I
no,
like
it's
I
good to
come here
be.
covered in blood half the time, and you don't even
Well,
ask.
yeah, that's true.
And here
I came here covered in blood and mud, and like I didn't even know what the goo was. There was goo on me. Didn't know.
I think you should eat some of these beans, man.
All right.
In here, I thought that people hated the bourgeoisie.
But oh my god, you're cut off from the beans. Do not give those back.
Where are these beads from?
I don't know what they are. I don't know. Is this my handwriting? It's horrible.
That's one of your. I don't know. I just, Birdman.
It's just like block
I want.
letters on the back.
I want you to have some like. I don't know.
Guess to be a bossy.
I don't think anything you want to
look,
accomplish will be accomplished by
we
going
have-
with the flow.
the same goal, but different methods. You know?
Is your method okay? I just want to know that you have a plan.
Yeah.
I need
well,
to know that you have a plan.
It's all a long term. It's in the 12 step. You had to be there when I wrote it.
Killian rubs his temples.
I could fill the courtroom with poisonous gas if need be.
Oh God.
Amu, what? God, what is what?
Why? The one time we're having a serious conversation and Amu is like,
Anarchy.
not having it today.
Again, I appreciate enthusiasm here, but like the whole thing you do, like it's
This triangle seems a little
you're expressing support of me, but in a way that is truly horrifying.
That's hilarious. Each of you get an inspiration point. Amo gets an inspiration point. The antithesis here. Amo gets 2.
Seriously, what's in those
Crazy.
I'm merely presenting options. I don't know how to deal with people.
You certainly are. It's just like
Nice.
killing innocents is not the huge
Well,
like.
I'm not
goal
saying
here.
the innocence. I'm saying
It's
the
a whole courtroom. Like they're going
like-
going to kill innocents. It's
I've
public.
met many in the
behind Killian, like,
courtroom.
it's okay, it's cool. Just we can tone it back. It's cool.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna get back to the beans. Get back to the beans.
No, don't give him those. I'm being responsible today, damn it. I think.
I will, Birdman. I will let you speak your piece.
What?
Will you? I wanted to know. Do you have a plan?
Oh, my plan my plan was to piss off all the bindlords and make them kill each other, and that went great. And now we're in this situation. So, really, I guess if we could unify everybody, I don't know.
That's a plan. There you go.
It is. Hey, we're working towards something, I guess.
Get it
right?
little more tangible, maybe. Do a little writing on the side.
I mean, the plan.
I guess
the plan was go to prison, right? But
okay.
now,
Birdman.
Think about this.
Birdman, roll me a history check with your ranger weirdness.
oh God,
You've seen Shawshank Redemption.
I don't think I would get it. I'm not proficient in history at all. I do not care about history.
History.
Those
I'm
who
saying,
not
Birdman,
learn from
you're
the
going to
lessons
have a lot of
taught
people
you.
listening to you. A lot of people that are important. I'm just saying, like, you could totally just. It's a really good opportunity for like a cool speech, or just a fuck you.
Well,
So.
I wrote 3 good speeches. I wrote 3 good fuck yous. I put them in the paper.
Yeah, but you know, it's more like reading is one thing, speaking is another.
What?
The literacy rates in the city of Salt.
No. You're telling me to. Are you telling me that I need to have a speech?
You wrote them. Why not speak them?
No, I can't do that.
Why?
You can do it.
No.
Why not?
You're the one on trial.
Oh, but if I go on trial for, something totally unrelated, then
It doesn't matter. You're there. You can say whatever the fuck you want.
that's true. Good.
I'm just saying it's an opportunity. You have a lot of people's attention.
Yeah. I mean, but I don't have
Listen,
anything written
it's up to
down.
you. I'm just saying there's an opportunity. If
Birdman.
folks align with me, that's how it is.
The unity idea is something that's happened once before with a trial like this. Your memory clicks and something, you read in one of the law books. A while, many, many years ago, maybe over 100 or something. But a trial that the defendant was innocent, but the stage courts had him pegged as guilty. And the only way he could prove his innocence is by having he got every binder lord to speak on his behalf.
Holy moly.
So, if you can if you can get every binder lord to personally speak on your behalf, you can avoid most charges. You've seen it happen in the past. It's a rare thing to happen, of course, for obvious reasons.
Oh no. I look up at you and I'm like, I look up at you with like this horror in my eyes, like, oh no.
Legally speaking.
The city of salt. Anything
There
can
is
happen.
one thing I could do.
What's that?
You're not gonna like it.
You also know that there can be a trial by jury. But the jury are usually elected appointed officials by each house.
Man.
Is usually how
Well, I would have
how it
stacked the
works.
jury.
So, but the jury can definitely be manipulated to sway for different houses and stuff. That's happened in the past. But and there's also other trials too.
Yeah.
You could do the trial of the Scald if you wanted to.
I'm sorry, what?
Battle of the
God.
Bards.
No, not that Scald. Trial of you get boiled.
Oh, scalding. You probably say scalding.
Yeah, the trial of the
I
Scalding.
don't-
I mean,
Oh god,
I
I
can
feel
help
like
with
Birdman
that.
would just want to do that almost. Like,
Yeah,
it's just-
basically, if you don't get boiled alive, you're innocent.
I could-
Hold
I
on.
could
Where's
help
that
with that.
Avatar gif? Boiled in oil. Hold on.
Yeah.
Killian would
There,
totally do that one.
there's also you would know. Oh, I made a list. There's the one that I just mentioned is the trial of the oath, basically is what it's called. And one time it's happened in the past, all 13 houses kind of backing you up. You have the trial of veracity, which you fight someone, but it only makes sense if you have a reason to fight. I don't know if that makes sense for this trial. You could argue it if you could come up with a reason. The walk of faith. That's interpreted in many different ways of what that is.
Shame.
Yes. And then the last is the second to last is the jury, which the jury can decide to put you through an ordeal too if they wanted to, as punishment.
Do a dance, funny man.
So some punishments have happened in the past, floggings, holdings, and
Tar and
different
feather.
things, tar and feathers,
Oh,
being locked up with ravenous rodents and or beasts.
Let's have your own feathers for this specific moment.
Monkey and the snake.
Things similar to rat boxes, Iron Maidens, beheadings, different stuff are on the table. And then the last one I'm gonna call the trial of engorgement.
Ooh.
That's
So,
is
this
that
is so
That
fucked.
sounds like something
This is
we
so
should not be
fucked.
discussing on tape.
Which is exactly why we are going to discuss it on tape.
Oh, God.
Well, it's basically you have to eat a certain quantity of a certain Tarrasque body part. And
no.
you
I
have
mean,
to
okay.
if you cannot get sick, then you're innocent. Kind of thing.
I will die if that happens for sure. You're killing me after that.
you
I'm not
know,
doing that.
a lot of these, some of them they're really about like having high constitution and things like
That's
that.
one that
but,
I could and would be really funny if
Um,
I attempted and then failed
Yeah.
instantly. But-
So, you as a lawyer with the 18, you would also know it's happen rarely, but if it's something that is visually a spectacle of some sort enough that would draw people in, you can suggest like another thing as like a trial to like prove yourself. But it has to be approved by the judge and other things like that and whatnot. So mostly it's the judge who decides that part. There are two main judges. You would know. There can be someone appointed as a judge, but that has to happen from a binder lord. And then if the binder lord appoints a judge, it has to be approved by at least half of the other binder lords to be someone to
Right.
be judged.
Well,
So the current two judges that are just part of the stage courts, you know them well. One is somewhat of a decent person. The other is not, by any way, shape, or form. I'm trying to bring up their names again so I can remember.
One man
Um,
lies, the other tells
yes.
the truth.
You have Thorium, who is a dragonborn, black dragonborn. He is a decent person on most days. He does enjoy dragging out the length and the process of things, but he's thorough and he's usually on point. The other judge is Zur, is what he usually is called. He has a longer name, but Zur is a lizard folk, and Zur, if it's not like people yelling and crying and like big emotions, it's not a good courtroom scene for him.
Oh no.
So like he needs extremes in order for it to be convincing to him. So yeah.
Who it's gonna be?
No.
Or no?
No.
It's just kind of like you show
No.
up and they
Like literally, unless you guys do something to manipulate it otherwise, when we get to that point, I'm gonna have you roll a luck check and see which one it is. Because one will probably listen to reason, the other probably won't.
So I will tell Killian this, I guess, since I have been studying the trial and hopefully get through it.
There's also like other attorneys that you could hire if you wanted to assist you with the different things. You know most of the attorneys in the city. There's many attorneys, but there's, I will say, 7 that you know will more than likely have been asked to participate in some way, shape, or form. There's no such thing in this realm of court systems of like an attorney specializing in defense or prosecution. They kind of just do whatever. So, but yeah, some of them have good connections, some of them do not. Most of the attorneys suck in the city. Birdman would know.
Nice.
Including me.
Who's our? I know Birdman is close, but we need a better call Saul. We need to sell a good man. Okay.
That's me, bro.
Yeah, that's Birdman.
That's me,
So
bro.
Birdman can definitely defend himself
He's
Oh
attorney at crime.
yeah. Well, that's
if
probably.
he would like. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But there's still like the steps of certain things that are, would need to be set up. They still haven't, made the appointment, so to speak. Like that's gonna happen in the next 24 hours or so, Birdman's pretty sure he's going to get some sort of animal messenger come up to him with a little piece of paper that says you must report for your, what do they call it, arraignment or whatever it is.
Yeah, your
Yeah.
arraignment. Oh
Right.
god.
You good on your
Yeah.
own? Elder?
I'll be able to, support myself. Like, I'll be able to defend myself.
Oh.
It'll be cool. But I mean, if you want, like, be there, you can. I could have you on council. I mean, I'm gonna
Sure.
need a council, maybe.
Yeah, I'm planning on just kind of. So, personally, I don't really care about the trial that much, other than like, what you do. Like, hey,
Right.
there to support you. I think it'll do great. Otherwise, like, I don't think the courts are like make any sense. So, I kind of just, they can do whatever unless it interferes with me, sort of thing.
Right.
I just
yeah.
want to make sure we have a backup plan. Like if we need a tsunami to drown out the
Listen, I'm very tired.
I think I'm starting to feel the effects of these beans.
No,
man.
the tsunami one. Honestly, actually, does the water stay afterwards?
it does reduce in size as it
I don't know.
travels.
I don't know if you
Well,
guys
no,
have
but
seen a map
does the water
recently. There's
stay?
not a
Are you
lot of
summoning that much
water
water?
anywhere, so
Well,
a tsunami that big would have to come from a very far distance.
I'm just saying, like, could we ever, we do need clean water in the city.
Here, there. Well, go back. If we go back to the city map,
Oh no.
I've been working on. I pulled a decanter of endless water. I've been working on it.
if we go back to the city map, he could. There's part of the river that's siphoned in here.
Isn't the water here like just foul?
Oh my god, yes, it's probably gonna be mostly blood and whatever else is there.
Blood and
but
shit.
Perfect.
Yeah.
yep,
Uh,
yeah, it's gonna be
although-
blood shit.
Oh yeah,
with,
that reminds me. That reminds
Well,
me.
the-
I was gonna
knowing
try
the
and set up a
people-
decanter of endless water well thing.
Knowing the
going
people
on.
who
I
say
don't-
so, they'll make it some sort of weird ass holiday, bro. Like, yes.
Although I don't.
Let's leave the tsunami for like if the Taras wakes
water
up.
springs into existence. Yeah, it's conjuration. It just happens.
Wow, it just
Yeah.
you make water.
Just make
Well,
water.
if we ever need to like create a reservoir, then there you go. Or like destroy a courthouse. Either way.
By my estimations, we could get rid of all of the beast crowd in one go, essentially.
All right.
Okay,
We'll keep that. You know what? Hey, it's good to know.
I
It's
think
good
I'm
to
gonna
know.
look at this dead body on the table.
Great. Good to know. The wizards are here, right? Like,
Oh my
no,
god.
or they're not here, right? Good. Okay. I'm like, I'm just like.
Oh, so no, wait. So I
Amu
would
could
not
like
say that. It's
almost
correct.
single-handedly destroy the whole city by himself.
If the wizards were there, Amu would have a new friend right now.
Oh,
I'm like, no, seriously though, these beans, man. I see where he's coming from now, but it's really scary that I'm starting to see it after only.
Julian
having,
thinks
like,
about the fact that he's had Abu in his pocket for a while. It feels like, oh wow, I've had a nuke there.
The craziest thing, I'm not worried about it. I think I'm like,
I trust your judgment.
yeah. I see where he's coming from. I've only had one or two of these. It's starting to sound like a good plan, but that kind of scares me because I don't know how many of these he's eaten.
I've had 28 and I'm fine.
You had 28? No, like
Got a handful.
You
I
I feel like-
handfuls? No wonder you guys are talking crazy, bro. I'm trying to pace myself.
You realize I weigh like 3 of you, Birdman.
Nah.
I feel
Yeah.
like I
It's-
should mention that
Birdman, how much do you
that
weigh?
I've suggested things like this before.
Oh, this isn't out of character.
No. Why would you think it's out of character?
What? You're like the nicest guy I know. Why would I? You're talking about bombing a town. You're talking about drowning us. You're talking about like, blowing shit up.
If I might remind you, one of my suggestions for dealing with the corpse of, well, the body of Alucard was to bury him within an earthquake if we needed a quick death for
Well, yeah.
him.
But that was like, I thought we were just like gonna go out into the wilderness and you were just gonna like bomb an earthquake on just like his one body. I didn't know you were talking about like going in the middle of the city.
You're
and
real you're like
bombing
old
an
ways druid.
earthquake
You're
and hitting a
hardcore,
bunch of
man.
People, you know.
Wow.
Like, I thought you were talking like we go kind
Fucking
of
circle are you from?
The
piss off
circle of
some
spores.
Underdark stuff and be.
Oh,
being
okay, never
excited
mind.
afterwards, but,
It all,
you were
never mind.
miserable.
Yeah, this makes sense.
Just imagine all the new life that would spring within 6 months of this tsunami, you know?
So much. It's all wet now. Fungus will grow. Fungus will grow.
Oh no.
The fungus is here. It is among us.
I think I want fungus growing in this city.
I don't think it can be any worse, honestly. I think the fungus would clean it up a little. Might
um,
filter all the horrible blood, actually.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
I'm gonna just I think Killian will just go with Birdman if Birdman wants. So
If you want to. I mean, you don't have to, but.
if you want a friend that you know try, well, I mean arraignment at least, I'm happy to be there.
Alright. Well, I don't know when that's gonna be.
It can't be that long, you know.
Well, it won't be that long. I'd probably get a bird messenger in the next hour.
If it's like a couple hours, I'm
Really
gonna
funny.
leave. I'm just gonna say I need to go to the bathroom and just probably go get like a sandwich.
Oh. I would expect you to bring me one back, though.
Of course I bring you a sandwich. Are you crazy? That's bro code.
Bro code.
I would never bring that.
Where the hell are these wizards at? And how long was I in that room for? Amu, like, if you were
Mm.
here the whole time.
Yeah, around 3-4 hours or so.
Yeah, you
Oh,
look around, the whole place is clean. It's like,
damn.
yeah. No, I just didn't want you to do any of it.
I don't understand why you even bothered. It was fine.
Listen, this place isn't a tree, okay? It's not going to intelligently organize itself.
I don't know, but I feel really rested. Like, I feel like going and committing
Eee.
crime outside. You know, like, I feel great.
Is that what you feel when you're rested?
Yeah. I feel like I could do anything. I feel like I could just jump out the window and scare a small family.
I
of
feel like
rats.
that says something more about me that you guys are my friends.
Trees don't actually have much intelligence. They're rather stupid, if I might
is
be
that?
blunt.
Well, they can talk.
Only
Oh,
with
God.
magic.
No,
As he says, as
you
he
just can't hear it.
scratches some mud
Where are
from
these
his
wizards?
fur that flops right onto the ground.
You just can't hear their scream.
Oh, mushrooms sing, so do the spores. Trees, it's like if you took a child and patted over their head with an iron pipe.
What the hell? We're talking about killing kids.
I
now?
will defer to you on knowledge of nature magic, but everything you have told me about nature so far seems insane, and I'm just
Scary,
gonna
bro. Actually, no, he's
chill.
right. Nature's scary as hell. I saw a bunch of drow get eaten by dinosaurs.
I
Not too
lived on a
long ago.
fucking horrible mountain for like most of my life, so I got it.
Well, yeah. Well, you lived on a horrible mountain. You didn't see anything get like ripped apart or eaten or.
The fuck are you talking about? Of course I did. What? It's a
Well, then,
what?
like, nature's scary.
Okay, think about all the horrible like giant things out in nature. Like think about dragons.
Yeah.
Think about like things that make lairs and everything. Where
Yeah,
do they do
bro.
that?
Oh, actually, dragons are
Where
pretty
do they
sick.
do
They're
that?
queen to dragon.
Where do they do that?
I don't know.
Mountains.
Well, not all of them. I met a black dragon one time. He was on his way to a swamp. He was
Well,
like,
we don't
I had to
listen.
go get a bunch of gunk out of his
I don't want
thing.
to go in swamps anymore. It sucks.
There's a
I fought some in the swamp. I curb stomped them, but
Actually, I
it's
think
not
I might
fun.
have a hangnail in my bag if you want to see it.
there's a very
Sorry, what?
particular type of mushroom that infects different insects and controls them like zombies in a
Oh,
way.
yeah, it's cool.
You got the people too,
Yeah.
can it?
Myconids are very fun. I like those.
With a bit of magic, it could. Yes.
I will tell you though, if you listen close enough, the trees do scream.
I think that's because you're crazy.
No, it's just true. Anyways, I have better ears. I wiggle my ears.
You know I have elf ears, right?
Yeah, those aren't as good as mine.
Mm.
Your eyes are probably better, but do you see the size of my ears compared to yours?
I can
Not even a
see
competition.
everything.
It's not even a competition, but man.
And it's crazy. My eyes are actually not even clean. Like but I can still see like so far.
It's not what do your elf ears hear. It's what. Come on.
My eyes are, you know.
Okay, everyone knows that they're just pointy for decoration. All right, let's come on. It's
Everybody knows that they're pointy for decoration.
it's just you know what
Especially in this world too, because their ears are much bigger than average D&D. So
I believe it was originally for mating rituals, but that's
We
just my
don't just
theory.
have
Mhm.
knife ears, we have sword ears.
Now I wait.
Well,
Now I have to
dagger.
be self-conscious about my ears too.
No, they're beautiful. They're beautiful.
wood elves do have the smallest ones.
Yes. I'm sorry, Birdman. Mine's bigger. Yeah, but I'm gonna be. I guess we'll just wait for the wizards.
Wait for the wizards to show up. All right. Then the wizards, I imagine, have some things they would like to do
Yeah.
for the meeting.
There's so much
Um,
to do in so little
so
time.
I want to address a couple of the things that Alwyn has sent to me, and then some of the things are going to happen in the background, and I'll kind of address that.
Weeks now. Been sitting.
The okay, we'll go. Okay, I'm gonna kind of just like go to numbers and kind of say things, and then yeah, there you go. So 11 need more time.
Understandable. I expect.
Need more time.
Fuck, bro.
10. You could do some of that if you wanted to in a scene right now. That's up to you if you think that is as pertinent to take care of as opposed to something else. But you would have time in somewhere. Because the city's not too big. And then if you have the spell slots, I don't see why we couldn't do something with 9 either. 8 and 8's gonna need a little more time, but you can say you're starting to work on that in the background. Easy enough.
Starting. All right, awesome.
7, if you want to make that a higher priority.
I feel like Tenebrous definitely wants to make it a high priority.
You can decide how you want
to
how to do that. Same. I feel the same with 6, and I feel the same with 4. Like those are ones that like I feel like are things that are more pertinent to the immediate.
Yeah, 6 and 4, yes. I actually want to use 5 to justify how I'm 5 in order to get to the apartment, because I'm trying to think of the logistics. How do I even move this guy? People are probably going to ask questions, so I'm thinking hide him in a box or in a crate while bottles or barrels are on top of it. It's kind of justify.
Okay, I got you. And then
and 1, 2, 3.
1 and 3 are kind of sort of happening in the background. I had an idea for number 1, since you guys are like almost like cap level. That what if you hired a bunch of level 3s to like do some of this shit for you and be like, hey, go in there so we don't have to die, and we'll pay you money if you do it well. And if you take something that I don't want you to take, then I'm gonna hunt you down and kill you.
And if you survive, welcome to the Inquisitorius.
Exactly. like starting to hire some people basically. And that has a potential opportunity in the future for a one shot or something that we do, like a low level one shot. Because I was trying to like if I was gonna make Orcafor's tower for your level, I'm like, why does Orcafor even stay there? Because I'm like, God, everything would kill him too. So like, I'm thinking like he has things and there's stuff there, but like I think past level 10, most people wouldn't need to worry about it if they're capable enough for most things. So it's more like, do you guys want to waste the time on that when you can just like pay someone to go do that, and then kind of have those things solve in the background where you can focus your efforts on some of these other investigations that you have going on. was kind of my mind.
I feel like number 1 will be an ongoing thing, even outside of the end of
Yes.
the campaign. As far
Yes, like it's something that it's gonna take you a while to gain full
finding people all
control.
around the world.
Yeah. Of all of those
Rather
things.
high priority thing would be to get the cloning materials, right?
Is that on the list? Because I don't think I put it specifically, but I definitely know I talked about it. But
Yes.
then again, you also knew the clone stuff, but then we also get it from the ninth house. Because we didn't know if the tower had the resources or not.
Yeah.
But if it does, then that takes it away. If it doesn't, then yeah, then it goes back to the ninth house and tracking them down. I didn't add it on the list. Thank you. I should have added it on this, at least this updated list.
Hey, you're the old man who reads a new body. You should have followed it.
Yeah.
Like there was so many things as far as new events with the houses. It was like,
Yes.
does this house have it or not? It was just. But yes, we'll put it on the list.
I definitely think.
I think it ties into 11 a little bit too, but we'll add it on the
Yeah.
list because that's definitely.
I think what we could do now is the stuff related to Alucard most directly, to be sure, and Birdman. And then maybe so like 4, 5, 6, and 7.
Okay. Also, actually looking at number 1, I definitely not hiring people for some of the things, but like other things, like 3 of 1 that I think I wanted to make sure that is working immediately. Then 5 of 1.
Well, we could basically. Well, 3. My brain was. I need to write down actual numbers. Because I do view Orcafor kind of as like a Daddy Warbucks kind of thing. Like he has a shit ton of money. You know once you find his demi plane in the tower that takes you to his bank, you're gonna be like, oh shit. So it's just me trying to put the actual numerical value on what that actually means. I need to sit down and do that. But I was kind of thinking in the background that's like one of the things you and Tenebris have kind of already done, and you're loosely starting to count it and actually figure out how much you have. And it's just going to take you some time.
Treasury. Okay.
Yeah, it's just going to take you some time. So like, kind of thing, and then that would connect to the other one you mentioned. Like, I think you guys would figure that out relatively soon with what you've already gained control of. It's just like the lower levels and things. Like, I literally like the vibe of, like, these level 5s being like, you have a dungeon of a wizard to go down into. Good luck, guys.
In which case, we could start copying spells already and just deduct it from when we know how much we have later.
I want to make a list of spells, but yes. There's a list on Orcafor's sheet, but yes. There's also a long conversation between Nova and I talked about it a little bit earlier, loosely, but then another player in my Sunday game. When we get to this high level, I am open for any sort of crafting ideas. It's a lot easier to do that, including like, hey, is there a random spell that you want to craft and or you found that you're like, hey, this is something my character has kind of made.
Oh my god.
Kind of thing. So like, I'm open to discussing those kind of ideas if there's something that you have, because right now in my other campaign we have a high level wizard that we want to do some sort of like transmutation thing, because they're a boxer too, like to help them with their fists, like a high level spell that would help them with
more force powers.
Yeah. But like Nova and I discussed from like spells from another supplement, like even something like that. I'm,
just
kind of thing.
Transformations from that too. So
yeah. So
I feel like after Dick the Ripper, just any crafting is on the table.
Oh, true.
I get. Yeah, you're not wrong.
Crafting was on the table. We made it
You're not
readily
wrong.
available to you.
But there's also Tarask specific items too. That
I got the meats.
you guys would be aware of in a way.
Jurassic meat sword.
Yeah. Not a well. I don't remember it's a meat sword, but there is a Tarask sword that I found that was pretty cool.
That reminds me, Jenny was building some weapon out of the Tarask horn.
Yeah.
Completely forgot
yeah.
about it for a long time.
Which I've always used loose mechanics for crafting of like if it's obviously a magical creature, you could manipulate that magic for different purposes and whatnot. But I have there's some really freaking cool Tarask items that I found.
Yeah.
There's one like the sword that she's working on from the horn is gonna be eventually this there's a legendary sword I found made from like a Tarask tooth, and I was like, it just kind of works the same similar idea.
And some crazy shit on the
Mm-hmm.
things.
Yeah, the Tarask blade. It's like a different version of a Vorpal sword almost.
Where you get a nat 1 and chop
yeah.
your own head off.
This weapon is cursed.
It's not quite as lethal. Like Vorpal is
That's
head.
kinda funny.
The Tarask one is if you get a nat 20, you just chop a limb off of your choice.
Jeez.
Man, shit could
You
get
don't even have
wild.
to roll for it. It's just like you decapitate.
You just
me.
if you there's a con save.
I made the decision for my game to have Chaos Rain as I made a magic item where if you put 2 attunement magic items inside of it, you can combine them.
Oh, good. That's
Oh.
gracious.
Yeah, it's a whole like bunch of tables and mechanics. It's crazy.
Vorpal sword, deck of many things.
Yeah, like you have to pay for it and everything. There's like certain things you have to do, and you have to like perform for it.
Every time you get a net 20, like that'd be on deck of many things. Each number, something weird happens, no matter what
you
you
roll
roll.
so many d1. It's crazy. Yeah.
That's fun.
It's basically
That's
like
fun.
Terraria.
That's funny.
Come together.
Okay, well, Falwyn, what do you want to jump to first?
You mentioned 4, 5, and 4 and 6, and I want to incorporate 5 for the purpose of this narrative that we're doing. And pretty much after 4, 5, and 6, because I definitely know it's going to be on the back of our minds. Because I think part 2 of 7 also adds a narrative. We'll do 7 after 4, 5, and 6, if possible. But yes, to kind of kick things off, Farwin is taking Birdman's advice, quote unquote, to garner some goodwill amongst the people that reside in the throat. Well, anything adjacent to the beast crowns, pretty much. So the throat and the tailstones. I'm going to create pretty much similar to what the Jorvian did when they entered the spillway. Thousands of buckets of fresh water to be dispersed at no cost. Barwin is definitely telling, well, if you can find some barrels, he would, but he's bring your own barrel, and it will be supplied as a show of goodwill from the 11th house for safety, security, and for the goodwill of the people.
How do the people view this? How do they see this? Like, what's the imagery? Are they like coming up and there's people just handing them buckets in a line, or are they literally getting it from the spout or something that you set up? Like, how does the imagery spread amongst the city, basically, of what they see?
Yes, servants coming out of the tower, bringing out first rounds of water. If anyone has a bucket or a barrel, the servants will come into the tower and come out of the tower filled with brimming fresh water.
So filled with
I guess I would help a
whatever.
little just to boost my own image as well.
Okay. I haven't done too much in this game with that, but it does make sense for that to happen. There's a mechanic I've been thinking about in the back of my mind of like something related to as we go through all these political moves of you guys, how the city views you, almost like how loyal is the city going to be to you all, kind of when things happen, kind of thing. With those plays, so I need to think on it more, but I was thinking of using something similar to loyalty mechanic. All right, so servants trading with water, barrels being filled, Tenebrous and Fallen kind of leading this. This is
Yeah, to give the idea of, hey, like if you seek safety security for your needs and necessities, I can provide this. Just understand that the 11th house, while isolated, can provide these things that you need. You just have to reach out to us and abide by what we can offer you. Probably far more eloquently, because I'm just speaking this out of my head right now.
That's good. That's fine. Okay. Water is always not easily accessible in the city. So I think in the whole it's appreciated for these things. How long do you do this, or do you just let the servants handle this and then you go about your business?
But like while, of course, the people are going in and out of the tower to exchange the things, this is the way how I'm going to also get Alucard out of his predicament, hide him in a proper crate, and once this spectacle is done, Farwin and Tenebris can move down towards. Actually, you know what? How about this? Instead of it also just be like the last round of water, be like Farwin making a circle around. Yeah, I'm thinking like a circle around from the Beast Ground to the Tailstones to Sage Road to the Throats to end at near the apartment, so that way he can go off on his own, say his goodbyes to the people that are lingering, and then conduct the business at Mel's apartment. Thinking if that's feasible. But as far as how long, there wasn't really a time frame.
To prevent any possible suspicions, we should make ourselves with the thingy invisible when we go to Mel's apartment.
I'll like make the crate itself invisible.
Yes, and ourselves too.
Make ourselves invisible. I guess if you have invisibility prepared, because I don't.
Oh, I don't. Fuck.
Oh, there you
But I
go.
guess we could rest a little and make it happen. I don't know. How much time do we have on it?
If you rest, you're gonna miss your meeting.
That's
Oh,
it.
really?
Alright, we're just gonna have to do it the old-fashioned way.
So it'll take a few hours for you to circle around the city, dispersing water that you're filling up in various receptacles. I picture the people also coming up with like, even small cups and things like that. Whatever they have to kind of get filled up. Okay.
It's fine if the people know about Farwin. It's another if they know about Lord Gravitas.
Okay.
Fucking Sith Lords, man.
Yeah, the populace just knows me as Tenebrous, the funny uncle of the 11th house.
Wilkins.
Okay. All right. Then during that travel, do you want to take time and opportunity to do either one of those conversation things, or do you want to wait until after talking with Birdman?
I think. Would it make a difference if it happens before or after?
I don't necessarily think so.
Yeah, because
I just think number 4 you might want to do before others are involved.
is Alucard in a way that I can even speak with him? Because that was also unclear.
Oh, I thought you were gonna like use some sort of weird spell. So there you go.
I mean, I can do sending a bunch.
Sending could work, I think.
All right, yeah, why not? uh, is my well, Would he also be technically considered a viable candidate for telepathic bond?
Too many things.
I will post the spell again in chat. Why is it still TD?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, and yeah, we can hold the conversation that way. I guess if that means going down to the dungeon, leftover corpses we probably want to remove. Definitely inspecting the squamata's cell for lingering scales to make it easier for tracking.
Okay. You have a couple servants cleaning up things. You have like a line of what's left of the prisoners for you to decide what wants to happen to them, kind of thing. And they're kind of grouped up in a cell together, all bound, gagged, and whatnot. And the room with Alucard. I think I still have that map. I do.
To account for broke out.
So the lizard fella didn't free all of the prisoners?
Not all, no.
Oh,
Not
Alright,
all.
we'll have to look into who was released, what made them so special, and we'll have to get back to the other political prisoners and determine how far wants to deal with them. At another point, we'll make that another list set. But regardless of that, establish the connection between Farwin's mind and Alucard's mind to inform him that you are alive because I succeeded, and I can free you from this current predicament that you are. I have been fortuitous to encounter a being who might have a solution to favor both of us. I'm going to take you to this. And once this is done, you have the option to return to the 8th house, back to taking your previous position. But I also wish to offer an opportunity, for you have worked closely with the house. You do not wish to go back to those sands, and you also have insights to High King Firanor and the interactions he's had with. once you are released, it would be quite difficult to ensure your protection. Can you even guarantee the house will be able to continue your protection from others who might seek you out? I definitely know the 10th house would love to get their hands on you. So I also offer you an opportunity to remain allied with the 11th house for your safety and security. Unlike Orcafor, you will find that my treatment of you is far more preferable. But this is an option for you. If you do choose to return to the 8th house, I only ask that you serve as a close informant for me, to ensure that the city can do what we desire of it. Kind of playing into the idea that, Alucard, he left his homeland because he didn't like, he didn't want to be there, and he found some semblance of happiness here. But this city's not perfect. We can make it perfect, him and I. From one elf to another.
Where's my son?
In recollection, who was his son? Asking Seth.
And his son?
Yeah, son.
Farwin. Would Farwin even know about the son? Is the other question. Roll a investigation check to see if you can put it together.
That came out of
What
nowhere.
the fuck?
Oh,
Bro, huh?
yeah,
His son's name is actually Dracula.
Oh, you know.
Okay. You remember a conversation with the Orcafor before he passed about Alucard having family that's on this continent, and he adopted a son, a human son, with a human that was from these lands. And they have been raising this human son for the last 3 years. Where that son currently is right now, or where his partner is you're not sure.
Is your son safe? Is your son alright? These are the questions going through my mind. I can assure you, both of us unified can find your son and bring him back into safe hands.
After everything I've been through, if you don't know where my son is, I don't know if I can trust you.
This is information that I easily acquire. I may not possess the knowledge immediately, but such facts are easily developed.
So I am to understand, if I'm talking to you now, that you are the one deciding all of my fate, so you must be a lord of some house. And I do not think that Veer would treat me with such disrespect after everything I've done for him, so I don't have many choices, do I?
I apologize if I have treated you with a semblance of disrespect, but to understand the position I was in,
I
had to
am.
work many ways in order to ensure that you were not immediately executed.
I loosely understand how much I have been tortured, not just by you in these last few weeks. I am still bound. I cannot speak. I only can think. My body does not move. And all my understanding is that I willingly chose this somehow. The magics of this tower and of the Great Orcafor are something I did not expect. If you can give me means to walk again, perhaps I can assist.
Time. All into time.
How much time is needed? I've already been bound for I don't even know how many days.
Particularly, and if my calculations are correct, a few hours you will see. But you have been patient for these few days, and you will live for many, many days. You can
Patient
afford,
is not the same as being not able to speak, but
but you live.
yes, apparently. Even though my body seems to belie that fact. What is it you want from me?
Destiny of this city. It is uncertain. I see at present 3 paths to it, and I do not wish to have my destiny tied to this city for eternity. I may need a proper successor to become the 11th house binder.
After everything that has happened, are you suggesting that I am that heir?
If you would cooperate. If it does not interest you,
After everything that's happened, why me? I barely know who you are. I know of you. I know more of he who is connected between us than of you. And I frankly I just don't understand why me after so many days of keeping me imprisoned. There's obviously some other choice that's better.
are you open to giving me suggestions? As Barwin turns around again, not that he can see, but it sounds like you're downplaying this opportunity.
I would be lying if I didn't want access to even some of the power this city holds, but to do so under the guise of one who could be called. He kind of grits his teeth, and decides to say it anyways. And in Elvish, he says Syth.
So, I see you are learned in your history, after all.
I
Seems
stayed long enough with our people to understand that we have done many things that we shouldn't have. And now I seek my own choices, so if you can help me find my son, then I will gladly help you take ownership of this city.
this city. I will make something better than you want, and I will move beyond it to ensure proper unity across many of our people. You would be instrumental in it. Glad in your place in history. But we have work to do.
One more thing. I need to find someone. Do you have connections outside the city?
Who do you seek to find?
A wayward wizard. One of your order at a time. some few years back. He has something of mine that I would like returned. I know the ways of these spells. I can offer a description and a name if you need.
So,
What was that? I'm sorry.
oh, Fallen said, "Show me."
Okay, sorry. In the mind's eye, how do I want to describe this exactly? Okay. Imagine like a scene a few years back, in one of the courtyards of the 11th house, and you see Alucard here from his perspective. He's obviously laughing and smiling as his partner is being drawn by his young son, while his partner is completely distracted in a spell of some sort. And there's another person with him that you don't know the name of, but it is basically Sarek who's there. And there's like a little bit of a connection with some of that that's there as well. And then you see he was more focused on his partner, but there's something about Sarek that kind of draws your eye, I think, a little bit. That someone you don't recognize exactly, but someone that obviously has spent some time in the 11th house at some point. The time frame of this isn't exactly clear, but it's sometime relatively within a few years, not like too far back. And the name Alexander Stormwind comes to mind, and as his partner's name, and his partner has an obvious like bag that's like near him that's like zipped up, that was something that in this memory Alucard was looking at as like of a concern, and he just says, bring the bag back, bring his bag back if you find him, or allow me to figure out how to find him, whatever the case is. I do not know how to cast a teleport.
Perhaps this is something we do together. But I will look into this for you.
So, how do you wake him up? You gotta resurrect him, right? He's
Yeah.
kind of dead. He's like, it's like a weird thing that's happened to him. He's like, imagine like someone manipulated the idea of feigned death on him and like forced him to be dead, but
And you
like
said,
made him convince himself that it was okay, kind of thing. So there was definitely some enchantment involved as well.
oh yeah, I did a lot of enchantment to him to make sure he complies with me. Uh, but yeah, I can't wake him up here, and we refuse to come into the tower, so hence we must go to neutral ground. Neutral in quotation marks. But yes, to move him as gently as possible.
The House of Weed is always neutral.
That's very true.
Especially on today, bro.
Well, I presume I'm going to be using this a lot to be moving out the card.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
Just at least get him up some stairs. So he has like one hand behind Farman's back, another hand just raising it up as Alucard floats. As he's trying to look for a proper place to set him down, probably with some cushioning, proper cover over it. The equivalent of a coffin with properly embellishments on it. I don't know, but it won't look like a coffin.
Dude,
Okay.
just Ferris Bueller him.
So real.
It'll be fine. All right, then back to the city map as you travel with Alucard in a water barrel crate thing. And
He has a son! What the heck?
it was something that was a big part of the conversation with the player that never got revealed to the party.
Yeah,
That was like a huge thing with his character. Like his whole everything he does is because of his son. So, yeah.
What a twist.
What
Yeah.
a twist!
I feel like a lot of the characters would just go like, okay, yeah, cool. It's nice. Anyway.
Next episode, Sarkis 258 bastard children.
Only?
No, that's our other
know,
guy
it's
in our
present.
in our Sunday game.
Okay. Before or on your way to the meeting, as you disperse water about the city, is there anything else you would like to do while you're about the city?
About the city. Around. Nothing immediately comes to mind
Okay.
other than, just talking with Tenebris in our minds.
So Tenebris is with you? Is the question now.
I'd probably be bumbling about, just waiting for us to finally go. He doesn't really have much to do. There's not much time to really go murdering someone, so he's just waiting.
Okay.
he's pacing back and forth.
And you were dispersing water anyways. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well then why don't we move to everyone coming to Mel's apartment?
Yeah.
I think that makes sense with what's happening narratively here. With the time we've played with, this is happening a little sooner than 11 p.m. So maybe that's like what this is. Maybe like my point being like maybe you guys all meet and then like Setch and Mel don't show up till hours later, and maybe we could retcon part of that conversation with them when everyone kind of is there.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. But like implying probably that you guys, unless you state explicitly otherwise, might be like up most of the night arguing and discussing things. As you go through the different plans. But you can, of course, state otherwise if you would like. There's nothing wrong with that. Tenebris and Fawen both get inspiration point for
Ooh, I did literally nothing.
you were the Syth ornament that helped pass out water. Come on, man.
You paced back and forth in the court, like while he was having
Like-
a conversation with.
like,
It's all about the
I love
politics.
the guy.
You were
I
in the
love the
hallway
guy.
pacing back and forth.
Yeah.
to get your rage bar back.
You're literally like the murder hobo of the party, and you're passing out water to people. Like,
And he doesn't
Okay, that's funny.
it is pretty funny.
Look, all I'm saying said this, we gotta find that Squamata real quick, otherwise the innocents are gonna die. Not that Farwan's against that, but still, the presentation of it.
Oh, I had a
Innocent.
question regarding the creating spells thing. Is there a upper level limit to it, or can it be up to level 9?
I'm gonna approve the spell no matter what happens. So there you go.
I know. Just making sure.
So yeah, I'm fine with it being level 9. Just look at. There's various places to describe about how to do that, like I forget
Bicycle
which
won't be an
book.
issue. Just what exactly? Because I'm definitely going to look into Knights of the Old Republic for inspiration.
I don't remember.
Okay. Then let's go to. It doesn't happen very often that we have more than 3 characters in the city together.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen very often.
Oh my god, we're finally
Yeah.
partying together.
Yay!
I'm
The gang's
gonna.
all here.
So let's
Oh,
pick
it's
up
big.
with the scene with there's kind of a thunk outside as telekinesis is used for the final time. You probably
Oh
I don't
yeah,
know.
not for like the box. Like that was just removing Alucard since his body was already in.
Oh, got you. Okay, well then I imagine, some servants that you're with come over and thunk and then they go off to the carriage and you send them off to like go back to the 11th house with
Yes, like leave us.
resources and yeah. And then you there's however you want to do you knock? What do you do?
Knock, knock, knock.
Thank you, 10%.
I'm only saying I'm not good with people, so I just want to contribute to the potential plans in some ways, and all I know is how to destroy things at times. That's what Pio always had me do anyway, when we
Honestly,
break out
it's
of prison.
Oh, it's
long, my
cool. It's cool.
apprentice.
Hey, you're cool.
Is
No,
the lock?
it's
Am I able to
still
see through the lock?
I passed.
Or
the
I
window?
passed the. I passed
We're
the
just going
server.
Oh,
Yeah,
I-
I'm gonna say,
I
we're
just-
gonna teleport
no.
in.
I was literally walking over to open the door. You guys just. I'm like,
Teleport in.
What is the matter with you all? You have a knock on the door. We have a meeting today, and you're not answering.
I was walking towards you. I was mid conversation. Come on.
Yeah, cut him a break, dude.
Do you like some
You
beans?
have been waiting
Birdman
for
took the
5
beans from me.
minutes.
Arm would start walking around the,
You
The-
knocked 5 seconds ago.
I'll say the apartment, just gathering everything in.
Not like hours.
Got the place nice and clean for you. Well, not for you, but it cleaned it, and you're here, so close enough.
Amu scratches a bit of dirt
Nice.
off his fur unknowingly. Falls to the
How
floor.
quaint.
Birdman picks it up off the floor.
Now,
Those
what was
are
that about
this.
beans?
Fumalada appetite.
Don't worry about the beans.
Birdman took
I'm
my
worrying about the beans. I want beans.
No, I got some beans for you, bro.
What was this meeting supposed to be about again? Whatever.
I'm taking some
Hiding
beans
a
and I
dead
eat
dude.
them.
Seems to have become very comfortable in this place. I'm starting to second guess if this is even possibly considered neutral ground.
Well,
You seem
it
to
is.
have home field advantage, as the
Nah.
saying goes.
We just made it look nice.
You could have cleaned it. Like nothing is stopping you from hanging out here and cleaning.
Then I suppose I need to have an intimate knowledge of this entire apartment.
I just cleaned it.
Seems
I don't
like
really
a
care
normal
to know.
brick and mortar.
Listen, I know you're trying to do like the whole like sizing me up and everything. I'm pretty open here. Like it's cool.
Well,
It
I
is
was not
cleaner
paying
than
attention
most
to you,
places.
Master Canius. I was looking at the environment.
Where's the stiff?
The
You-
environmentals. Thing.
Want some beans? I'm doing more pacing now.
The crate, no one brought in the crate yet, so the crate's still outside.
I walk outside like,
We
I look
did,
outside
we
and
just
see-
can't move it.
do we bring the crate in?
It's like
Okay,
sniffing the air. Like,
you do bring okay, so then someone drags the crate in. Sure.
We just can't move it ourselves, is the problem.
Yeah.
sorry, has his corpse been preserved? Like, what's the condition here?
Hi.
What
Amu
condition
opens
would
up
you
the crate and
Find you see a corpse, yes. But he looks like sort of still alive despite everything. Like he looks like, he doesn't look dead, but he's not breathing either.
what
Very
does
clear.
my 12 tell me of medicine?
That he For all intents and purposes, you cannot find a pulse. There's no like eye recognition movement, whatnot going on. He's not breathing, but his skin and his, even if you were like, soft tissue in his mouth, like he feels alive, like nothing's decomposed.
Amu
Can I just
crawl.
look at his teeth real quick?
Amu's crawling over his face and eventually sits down on his forehead.
Why?
Be
Don't
cautious.
you're covered in dirt. I pick him up. No, you're
Yeah,
covered in
a
dirt.
little bit of dirt goes in his mouth while you look at his cheek.
I brush it away. Stop.
Enough.
Do not handle the body so rough. We only have the one. And
How long does your telepathic bond last?
up to an hour. We can keep going on for it.
Okay, no, it's been longer than that.
It's very strange how his body shows no sign of decomposition, and yet shows all the signs of immediate death at the same moment.
It is a magically induced sleep. Of course, it would not seem like normal death or normal sleep.
Your medicine lets you know he's not asleep.
He's certainly not asleep.
Nevertheless, you chose this as the avenue. And you said you had a means. I am curious to see you enact it.
Well, I possibly can. I wasn't expecting a state like this. Killian, could you put me down now, please?
Yes, no, you're fine. I just plop him right next to the body. Don't.
So,
I'm on his face.
Okay,
so
apologies.
this is the guy that's been causing so much trouble around the city? Like, the hubbub and the hustle and bustle is about this stiff?
I can still relay you the tragedy, since it seems to be pertinent to your trial.
Probably
Okay.
not.
Okay.
As I thought. Proceed,
We'll
Master Amu.
see if we can hear it from him.
Now I've used this spell only once before with my graduation to what I consider a semi-arc druid. I feel I'm rather close to the position. This might be a bit awkward for me. As he takes out a prayer wheel and some holy water that he'll then plop. He'll gently place the prayer wheel onto Alucard's forehead, and then begin to drizzle the holy water right in the center of the wheel, so that it starts cascading down Alucard's face, and then he will place his hand on Alucard's cheek and say, basically in like some ancient, I feel like it would be like an ancient druidic language, the word for regenerate, as he casts a spell. And for whatever it's worth, he gets 37 hit points.
Um, okay, there is an obvious, like, reaction from his body that you expected, like, to happen. Like, his body starts to heal over the trauma from the experiments done on him while he's been put in this stasis. Starts to regenerate, and you can see he's not, he still doesn't breathe, but there's an obvious like reaction from his body that lets you know that that's comforting in some way. Like the way there's just maybe there's a little bit of more of a smile on his face or something. It's really odd. Exactly, but he is still unconscious, to be sure.
Perhaps if I split open his skull to get directly to the brain.
Probably not. Probably not.
I like the way you're thinking, but we are trying to resuscitate him.
Listen to him,
The
he's
new
our magic
extremes
king.
of Amut. You're showing the sport druid well.
But
Um,
I would his brain the skull would regenerate back into place as soon as I
Eat a
cast
lot
the
of
spell.
mushrooms.
No, that's how my spell works. It literally
That's a weird
pulls
what?
it pulls the pieces of someone's body. If I cut off your arm now, I could put it right back as if it was never severed.
Really?
Yes, I could. Would
What?
you like me to show you?
Do not demonstrate this on
Don't.
Alucard or
What we
anyone.
can do.
This.
We'll save that for
I
potty
volunteer.
tricks.
Yeah, we'll save that.
if anyone would like to roll an investigation or even Arcana check, now seeing how this spell reacted,
Yeah.
you could
Hmm.
make some
Which one
maybe
do I-
start to piece things together.
Do I want investigation or con?
I just simply sniff.
He smells like he's dead. Like that's what you get here. Like it's
This guy dead
weird.
as hell.
I think I'll do Arcana because I know this is magically induced. To understand what's happening and ways that something like this can be undone. But Farron, of course, will think that in his head and not share it out loud unless necessary. We'll go.
Oh,
Really?
fuck. What the hell?
Oh, holy shit.
The 2 in a row?
2 in a row.
Yeah,
What the
2
hell?
in a row.
Put that
I
thing
knew
back
all
where it came
along. I
from,
just want
remove
to.
me.
I want to see how this would play out.
Okay. I'm gonna go to Brandon first as the lowest roll. And
I think that's Killian.
No.
Killian just smells dead. Killian.
He smells dead.
He smells dead. Brandon.
I ain't looking to investigate. I just do the spell
Yeah.
off.
Birdman is maybe it's not magic. If that makes sense, like you're not sure. The way his body reacted, either it's magic or there's like a weird mutation or disease that's going on that Orcafor has like given him for something. And the 20 Orcafor would need access to the weave in a way that would go beyond like what a spell slot represents to do this. Kind of thing. And with 38, you don't know how or what, so maybe you're a little more excited about what you're still yet to find in Orcafor's dungeon. He somehow accessed a font. And
Ooh, that's definitely in the vault.
and he used the equivalent of like he mixed like at least three spells together to create this effect. And spells that he shouldn't have access exactly to as a wizard. Some of these are divine spells, so as well, but basically the equivalent of a one of the word I'm looking for. My brain just farted. The equivalent of like he did a high level like is gaze the word what I'm thinking of.
High level what?
Oh, sorry. The name is. So yeah, he enchanted him with a Gaius.
Yes.
GE.
Ah,
Yeah.
powerful.
And he then used that to force Alucard, while he was still unconscious, to willfully feign death. So he stayed in a position, and then he used a manipulation of the necromancy that comes from gentle repose to kind of make anyone who tried to like look at him like think he's dead, like that they no matter what they do.
Preserve
Um,
the body.
yeah, and then he used the access to the font to make this something that would last longer than many of those spells last for.
Exactly. Ah,
Yeah. Um, so uh
You have to break a geesh, basically.
mhm. So you have to you're with your nat 20, you're like you have the equivalent of a few dispel magics to do at a pretty high level to ensure this breaks down, because what you know of uh the enchantment spell, if he cast it at its highest level, um very few things can remove it. So you would know with that 38. I'll give you the last sentence of. Well, I didn't want to do that. Click the wrong button. Last sentence of yes. So you would know those would be needed to break that part of the spell. So you could use dispel magic to break the other parts, but you would need to break the Gaius first in order to have the feigned death stop working.
hmm.
You're a wizard. You can figure it out.
Oh, it's just figuring out who has it. I definitely believe Amu might have two.
Amu, as a druid, will have access to greater restoration, to be sure.
Yeah, fair.
I'm pretty sure
I'm just
druids
thinking,
do. I'd be surprised if druids don't.
I'm just thinking how to manipulate this.
I think it would just take an extra day, though, right? Because isn't that you'd have to
Like,
prepare it again.
it's kind
And
of,
I could just dispel the rest.
yeah, we can
Yeah,
dispel.
it's a druid spell, but you do need a diamond for it.
Because I'm trying to think, because I wanted to get access to the seventh house, would a favor like this allow some of a dialogue?
It wouldn't be hard to obtain. I got cash.
Uh,
Of course, I don't know any of this, so whatever.
Yes. I definitely like if I was gonna say anything, it's not gonna be like about the how the intricacies of how this happened or where Orca forgot this, but definitely a source of removing it. Why not? I made a promise, Alcon. Farwin would walk over to Amu and say, "Have you considered the greater restoration, a miracle? It is not something a wizard can easily have access to, but someone who practices divine or primal magic, it should be under your purview."
Um, well, I don't have access to the dust that would be required for such a spell. I was also not thinking that he was under any enchantments. I thought perhaps his brain was just broken in a more literal sense, not
and it
not
was. It definitely was, to be sure. He just
I
has other.
understand this miracle, practiced by clerics and paladins and those of primal magic, it removes ailments not just of a magical but also of a mundane nature. I presume something like that's miracle I'm tripping on my words. Would be able to alleviate both.
Yep, God.
I don't know any clerics or anything, but I mean, do you know how to reincarnate someone? We could just like blow him up and then make a new one.
If you would like to provide me with a set of diamonds worth at least 25,000 gold, I could absolutely call forth his spirit into a brand new body.
I would like to think that everyone kind of looks at Falwyn right now. Like, as you're the
And-
11th house, like, lords, like, you guys have access to, like, everyone knows
Yeah,
how
there's a
low
lord
your
here.
corner is.
There's
Like-
there's lords here, I guess. So I mean, I just opened my pocket. I have a gold.
I'm just a
pouch.
retainer.
Not heavy. Sure.
I can easily, if someone is willing to go, and I will front the gold necessary for a greater restoration. If someone would be willing to get the diamond dust I require, to give him a new body, that is out of my purview.
This all is kind of out of my
A
purview.
greater restoration should suffice.
Perhaps if it is merely a simple magical ailment that ails him. So
How much would you require?
I just need a diamond dust worth 100 gold is all.
If-
Diamond dust worth 100 gold.
If the wizard lords would like to say they found some and then we subtract it from future numbers that I'm writing down,
That's
I'm fine with that.
what I was gonna ask, because I've got 155 gold. There could just be a jeweler somewhere in the city, somewhere nearby or whatever, and we could just go there and get it from there.
I love it. There you go. Like, yeah, you just take some time to get that done. Spend 100 gold. Yeah, I'm
I
fine
will
with
be
that.
right back.
Here, the gold, I would want to be sure that it is paid for, since I am casting the spell.
If you feel so inclined, I will ensure that it is given to Master Tenix.
You're good. As if you're all, luckily I haven't, filled up all my, prepared spells, because there's just more spells than I care to even bother doing.
Druids, right? I know,
Don't need
I
to
know.
waste so many spells,
Must
bro.
be nice. Just kidding. I'm a fucking wizard.
No, I have a high level druid in one of my other campaigns, but he's a druid sorcerer hybrid. But like, yeah, I'm like, guys, give me 5 minutes. I gotta look through them. There's so many spells.
It sounds like a bit of a headache.
It's fun though. I like how they can make a new list every day. I think it's
I
fun.
love it so much.
Are you all certain that you don't want to see the regenerative capabilities of regenerate?
I trust you implicitly.
I also trust you implicitly.
Can you do it again?
I can. It would cost me a bit more energy than it normally would, but I could very
Hmm.
much.
This might be an opportunity I cannot let pass.
The arcane is certainly a wonder.
Farwin kind of reaches to his belt. You see a curved silver hilt.
Oh no! Allow me. I could. And he'll
No,
pull out
curved
his sword.
swords.
He'll pull
Nope.
out his sword, and
Farwin
it'll
ignites
ignite
it.
into a sunblade for him.
And Farwin influx
No,
his,
this would
but
be a
his
dick
is
measuring
red.
contest. I mean,
Okay.
guys, are we doing a who's the biggest sword?
Oh.
Allow me.
Oh,
And I'm gonna make a sanity save, probably first and after, because to see this in play.
Oh,
Okay.
I was just
That's
not sure if
fire.
anyone would have had a weapon as destructive as this. Spares me.
I have
from
a
having to do it.
scimitar made of bones.
Dude, that thing
And
is
I'm
thick.
going
Look, you see that?
to announce this, I'm going to cut off my own hand, Seth.
Oh god.
You guys are funny.
Wait, that thing is sick. Let me see it.
Should I make a con save to kind of not yell up in pain, and I'll do also another sanity save.
So you're cutting off your hands so that.
We can test regenerate.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. I'm just checking.
Finally,
that-
it's the time. I
It's
killed him
insane,
now.
but
I do
Seth,
think-
it
I
actually
do-
serves a purpose.
It is very
wait,
insane.
Wait, can I do it instead?
No.
You-
This is for me. This is for me. We need this.
Okay. Proceed. Yes, con save to see if you can stay conscious while this happens, and then you do. Okay, cool. And then
Easiest scenario.
yeah, another sanity save as the hand is now fallen from your.
Everybody just.
That is equal.
All right, you just barely hold your sanity. As you chop off your own hand, and I imagine, yeah, not something that you see every day, guys.
I'm surprised you could get
I yawn.
such a nice cut with only one hand.
This is not the first time I've.
Yo, let me see that sword, dude. I want to cut something off like that.
I'm kind of.
Farman would deactivate the Sunblade and put it back in his hilt.
I
Something
advise
cut
against
everything?
touching the blade of the sword.
Master Tenebris, please remove the hand. Secure it.
Very well. I'm picking up the hand and I'm putting it into my bag.
What? I need. Oh, okay.
Wait, you need the hand?
Well, it would be faster if I had the hand. Yes.
Please.
You should have said so before. Here, take the hand.
No.
Do
Is there a way
What?
for a
Do
new
you-
hand to be
I-
generated?
Oh,
I'm
you want
keeping the
a
hand.
brand new hand? Okay, sure, I can do that as well.
Let's go back into my bag.
Dude, what?
It's an interesting job.
I
Wait,
was.
can I have your hand?
Some sort of hand job.
I.
Wait, I called dibs on the
sure.
hand. If you're not gonna use it.
Okay. Yeah, all of you get an inspiration point because this was the last thing I was expecting
where this scene was to go, where you're gonna have your wizard, who's a Sith Lord, chop off his own hand. Why? Yes, I love it.
The machinations.
Amu takes the prayer wheel, sprinkles a little bit more holy water on it, and sets it right onto the stump of Farwin. And as he places his other hand on Farwin's wrist, he says the ancient druidic word for regenerate. And you will be healed.
Oh yeah, how much damage? Should I
Oh,
roll
yeah,
the
you're gonna
damage
take
of my
damage.
Sunblade and more?
Yeah, you
Oh yeah, damage. Sunblade. Roll your Sunblade damage plus 10.
Plus 10. So 23. 29, okay.
29, let's go.
You blade sword for that?
Do I have Blade Song on top of it? No,
Yeah.
Blade Song's not on top
Well,
of it.
you don't. The undead one
Oh,
doesn't
you're right.
get added.
It is. You're right. 7,
Oh.
so it was 7.
Okay, nevertheless.
I said it
So
would be
that'd be
blood overkill.
17.
17.
Plus 10 to the damage.
Yes.
27.
Well, you get healed for 44. And over the course of 2 minutes, your hand will slowly begin to
See bone, and then muscle, and then
You get a
skin,
baby hand.
Skin. Or it's like a Deadpool baby hand,
It's
like
a full baby hand.
that slowly comes into place. Power. Magic. This was a
Makes
most
me
unusual request, but I thank you, Circle of Spores.
If I see that hand you chopped off crawling around, I'm gonna step on it.
Do not
I
worry.
don't want to see that.
it's
Master
in my bag.
Tenebris,
You
the
can't
ha-
have it.
Good, it is secured.
It reminds me of the scene in Monogatari where body parts slowly regrow. And there's like a baby mode for a bit.
Okay.
Okay. The dust now. To the breeze.
I have acquired a diamond, but I have not tested it.
That's fine. We can always crush it.
I
Thank
got
you.
something that could crush it. Actually.
That I sent you my reasons.
Oh.
You do?
I got you.
I think so. If I'm incorrect, y'all can correct me, but I think adamantine is stronger than diamonds.
So I just hit a
think.
Yeah.
diamond with booming
Yes.
blades.
Adamantine can cut through anything.
Yeah.
The
So
diamond is unbreakable.
I do have something that I can crush.
This
the
ain't
diamond with.
JoJo's.
Diamonds are not unbreakable. They're just very, very dense.
Handle.
Okay. So
Ooh,
you
let me. If that is meant to crush the diamond,
I hand you my fucking dick.
What?
Dick the Ripper.
Yeah, hand you
his
the
giant bong
bong.
made out of a gorgon
Adamantine.
dick.
Oh yes, of course.
Yes. I hand it to you and say this will probably be able to crush that.
It is, it's one of those things that it hums with its magical energy a little bit. And we definitely need a strong person to do it in some ways. Be easier.
Yeah, I'm strong.
Oh yeah, yes,
I was jacked.
Amu is jacked for a little Mustilli.
Listen, if
Just-
someone wants to ask me,
Just
they can.
is it going to be like a strength check or an attack roll or?
Let's do an attack roll.
Okay, so do I get to add proficiency or?
Are you proficient in? Yeah, we can call this the equivalent of like a big, staff.
Yeah, I mean compared to my size, yeah, probably.
Yeah, and then so you can do
Reach club.
a D8 plus your strength mod for damage.
Okay, so rolling a d20. That's plus what is it? Plus 10 because I have a 4 in strength. So 19.
19 is enough. Yeah, I think.
And
That's fine.
then that's a 11 for damage.
11 for damage. Let me pull out my little thingy.
How much health does a diamond have?
Ooh, no, it's no, it's a diamond. It's a diamond. Yeah, 19's enough. Like if Mithril has an AC of 21, I think 19's enough. And then it's a tiny thingy. It's resilient. Let's see how much.
I mean, diamonds are brittle though, right?
They are, but they're very dense.
Yeah, you gotta hit something with,
Okay, yeah, you do twice as much HP as this thing has with that, and it just turns into powder. Almu, it's like you've done this before. It's like everyone just like, wow, that was a lot easier than we thought it was going to be.
I clap.
You're quite strong
But
for this.
now the tip of your Dick the Ripper is a little studded with some diamonons.
Oh my god.
Diamond studded tip? No way.
Diamond studded.
Bong.
Oh my
Diamond
god.
encrusted tip.
Things I never thought I would say in my life.
Diamond encrusted tip.
Truly,
Diamond
nothing
encrusted tip.
can avoid being penetrated
Let's
now.
go.
okay.
Oh god.
Okay.
Amu will begin to gather the dust and is then going to not slap, but he's going to throw the dust onto Alucard's face as he then places his hand on Alucard's forehead. And yeah, I'm just saying for all of Amu's spells, just all the vocal components are him speaking in just some ancient druidic language.
Okay.
as he gets ready to do that, or is anyone going to use dispel magic at the same time, or are you doing that at a later time?
I wanted to say after that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Blah.
Gather the dust. Say the druidic words. And the only thing that happens is there's like a little like ping of magic that goes through Alucard's body that's like a faint reddish pink color. Other than that, he looks exactly the same. But something happened, and you believe it did work.
And I would subtle dispel magic.
I would normally dispel magic. for long.
Post dispel magic. So I can. What is it? A third level or lower?
Third level, unless you use
Can
a
be
higher level
up
spell
Okay.
slot,
Yeah,
but
I kind of remember if it was. It's been a while since I've used dispel magic. So, let me remind myself the two other spells
Why do you cast it subtly?
because he wants to be cool.
Style points, gotcha.
Style points indeed. All right. With both of you casting dispel magic, thereafter you're both able to remove the things, the feign death, the gentle repose, and Alucard, like in that gasp, like like sits up and is looking around, and he seems to like look at you all with a recognition, like he was listening in this whole time, kind of thing, and like kind of pieces things together, and he looks fucking exhausted, but with that regenerate slowly affecting him, he seems better.
I give him a glass of
slowly
water.
kneel and pick him up by the shoulder.
Mm-hmm. You guys can see, like, to put in game terms, he has multiple levels of exhaustion after everything he's been through.
Well, good morning, sleepyhead.
Good morning. I don't know who some of you are.
I just wait.
I don't know who any of you.
I would start speaking in Elvish. Take it easy. It will take some time for your strength to return.
Do you want some water?
Yes,
Would you like
please.
some beans?
I get him a. Don't take the beans.
What kind of beans?
I would suggest
Exactly.
against beans for
Magic
the time
beans.
being.
I get him. I just fill up the glass of water.
Magic beans. All the
Magic
magic
beans.
beans I know grow stalks, and
No, don't. No.
Well, it
Oh,
doesn't
it's
grow
gonna
in
It's gonna grow a
stalks.
stock, alright.
I'm just gonna get him like. I'm gonna make him a sandwich.
Okay.
I get him some water. I'm gonna make a sandwich.
He has like he hasn't walked in a few days. Like you can tell, like moving is very difficult for him.
Oh.
It's
Got
his
him by the
muscles.
shoulder. Yeah.
His
I cut
muscles
it.
are very weak.
I cut the sandwich in half for him then.
Okay. Someone either has to grab his hand or remind him eventually to slow down. Like he is starving. He is so thirsty. And-
Remember, you're going to throw up if you do that quickly.
Oh,
Or you could even die.
Remember, sips of water.
I cast create
And-
water inside of the coffin.
Why?
inside the crate. He's just sitting in,
God.
he's just surrounded by, he looks at Amu with a slight nod, like I
Listen,
understand.
he needs a bath, but like I don't think this is the
I
appropriate
I look at
time.
Amu a little flabbergasted.
It's
Why
quite
did you do
clean. It's clean, and if it becomes dirty, I could just purify it.
I see your point.
He just beat his sanity save barely, and he rolled a 3. His sanity is really low.
Yeah, man, I wonder why. Wow, that's so weird.
So he kind of steals himself. I'm gonna say with being rescued, he will gain 1 sanity to be sure. So he now has 4 sanity. And he
That's good.
coughs as he drinks and nods, and he
One pat his
you
back when he coughs.
he looks to each of you and he says, "Who was I speaking to earlier?"
That's would be my boy.
Are they all aware of what we talked about earlier?
You could tell us. I mean, it'd be wonderful.
Are you aware yet?
I would let Tenebris know about Farwin's plans with Alucard.
I'm aware of nothing.
Oh, well, I am here to assist with the trial, as far as I understand.
What is your role?
I have explicit knowledge that will help prove, I think, Birdman's lack of involvement with many of the political for. He looks around and he, like, there's something on, like, the desk or something that, like, makes his, I don't know. He shifts a little bit and he gets a little paranoid and he's like, where are we?
It's fine. No, please. It's. Oh, this is an interesting location for this. You're safe.
Apartment.
We're in Lady Apathanta's apartment.
Lady who?
Milady,
The woman that waylaid you when you were on your way to Leopard House Tower.
His eyes go wide, and if he wasn't exhausted, he'd probably stand up by this point. But
Trust me, you are safe. I can assure you of that.
She tried to kill me.
Yeah, she tries to
Yes.
kill everybody. Don't get too personal about it.
That's a common
Listen.
thing?
Listen.
But rest assured, once our
what
business
with
is done here, we will return back to the tower for you to go stray. And then you can make your way back to the 8th house. If that is what you still desire.
I owe that much to Veer for what he's allowed me to do and be within the city. But I think I will need some aid to get there.
And you will have my aid to ensure it's a smooth transition.
You should probably know. My name is Killian Canius, associated with the First House. Good to.
Oh yeah,
He-
my name is
Tenebris.
Tenebris.
When you mention the first house, he shakes your hand. He looks at Farwin with like a look of like, what? Like the first house is working with you, like thing.
Oh, please. When I say that, I mean I have deep connections with them, but associating me specifically with any house would be not correct. I'm a bit of a free agent.
Which has its own set of problems given your prominence, Master Kings. But things
Yes,
are addressed.
and I don't really give a shit.
You don't have to care.
Yes.
But
And
someone in your house has to.
Lord Tenebris, you are not from here. You're
No, I am not.
a. If your eyes were red, I'd say you were drow, but your skin is different. Your ears are not slung back. They are more akin to my folk. I do not know what you are, but I am quite curious.
It is quite a long story. I was originally a high elf myself. One day I fell in battle, but I wasn't quite dead yet. I woke up in a strange, shadowy realm. In this body of mine, you see, or rather a copy of it, as
The
it is now.
Shadow World. You've been to the Shadow World. I've read about it.
Shadowfell, I believe it was called, yes.
Interesting. And
And from there, I've been around. The
I
Feywild.
believe Feywild too.
Yes.
I have not had the opportunity yet. But I assume you helped our master with my resurrection, so I thank you.
You're quite welcome for it.
And when he says Master Farwin, you can see he's making subtle plays to consider your offer. It's quite obvious. He was
Killing is obviously just like almost just like tired and annoyed with this.
I love it.
And the only reason Tenebris is polite with him is because he's an elf.
He finally turns and looks down to seeing Amu there. And he would.
These fucking elves.
I think I should say thank you most to you. And I don't even know who you are.
I am Mamu, druid of the Sickles Wars.
Thank you, Amu, great druid. I did not think. I've never met a druid that lived in the city before.
Oh, I would not dare step into this absolute shithole of a city, which is saying a lot, if I didn't have to for other reasons.
Huh. Well, where to next?
Is this a question for Amu or for you?
For me, you all have obviously worked together for this at great risk to your own life. Why else would I be hidden in an apartment that no one is aware of? So
What's
I
next is that Master Birdman needs some assistance with alleviating, as you mentioned, his involvement with the civil and criminal trials of Belada Abatanta.
I believe all we ask of you there is just simple honesty and understanding, and giving us the full scope of the
well, the lady
situation.
tried to kill me. She was not successful, so I do not remember much of what happened after that.
I mean, you would,
If I might ask, why would the 12th House Binder Lord try to kill you?
He what's your passive insight, Amu?
I believe it's a 20. Yes, it is.
It's a 20?
Yes.
You pick
Damn.
up on a subtle smile that he tries to hide. And he just says, I don't know.
I do know.
So if you have a 19 or higher you on insight passive, you pick up on him trying to hide this smile. Then we'll say.
Listen, let's not be so sly. I know the circumstances.
He says, I don't know, right? That's crazy.
Come on.
He looks to Farwin.
Let's not play coy. I know you're all trying to be like, ah, yes, my little plans. Can
Well-
we just be fucking real? All right.
The look to Farwin is asking him, like, is this what you want? Is it you want me to explain this?
Can we just stop pretending?
Perhaps a bit of honesty would do. As Birdman has liked to accuse me.
Yes.
Alucard will sit up very proudly, and as best he can in his exhausted state, and he looks to each of you.
I will be raising him up again.
Hello, my name is Birdman.
I was hired by a group of lords, my lord Vir of the 8th House included, the former 11th House Lord Orcafor, Anton of the 5th House, Pio of the 10th House, and
Son of a bitch.
Last but not least,
Santa
Santa,
of the
the
9th
Ninth
House.
House.
We were each of those 5 brought a champion, we should say. A lead investigator, someone that knows how to get jobs done, like myself. To be sent as the spear ahead of Xantha's warriors to wrap up and make sure that the former Binder Lord of the 12th House, I assume there's a new one in position, just based upon how there's not a Tarask tail thwapping about.
Yes, the
answer might shock
Atlanta.
Well, there we go. I was there when the lady, the matron mother of
the drow who was indeed truly in charge of the 12th house fell. And I took opportunity to try to ensure her soul could be kept. And the word of power would be passed on to the right person. And you can tell by his words he does not agree Mel is the right person.
Who was the right person that you were supposed to deliver this word to? And don't lie, because if you answer incorrectly, I will smack you in the face.
He looks at Birdman and just kind of smiles, and he says, Lord Veer, the 8th house has been on the bottom of the pecking pole for nigh on a century, by his understanding, way before I arrived in the city. And he was looking for means to reestablish order and maybe usurp the Ninth House from their claims. It's obvious that did not work out because, in my understanding, Mel was most associated with the Ninth House, so you can tell he obviously is unaware that Mel and Xantha have parted ways.
Yes.
Mel and Xantha hate each other. Xantha wants to kill Mel for what Mel has done.
I don't think any of us have a good relationship with Xantha right now.
Well, he is a pompous human, to be sure.
This is why I always tell Pio to keep me out of politics in the city.
This is why I told Peter to keep me in the fucking loop, man.
He's
You have
bullshit power
relations
plays.
with Piovani, Amu, Circle of Spores.
Yes, he's my brother.
And in your effort to avoid
Oh.
politics, you chose to return to the city.
I
I
am
presume you've been having some contact with him.
I am a
I'm not brave enough
druid.
for politics.
The Tarask has been causing many dangerous movements in the past few weeks. It was
But you cannot be ignorant that even though it is a creature of this realm, it is tied to the politics of the city. You cannot say you are not involved with the politics if it concerns the top Tarask.
My concern with my brother is my own. My concern with the Tarask is for my circle. The circle doesn't care for the politics. It doesn't care who's in charge. And
I imagine not.
I-
But caring and interacting are different things. You could not care for the life of a person you kill, but you would kill them nonetheless. Does that brand you any difference? Whether you intended to kill someone or not?
even if the action might have political repercussions, the circle cares only for motivation and the end result as it relates to the natural order of the realm. The
Yes.
squabbling of sentient creatures is an afterthought.
Interesting points of view. But
I don't really have to
I-
have some conversations after this, buddy.
Wait. So, let me get this straight. So, Veer asked you to raid the 12th house, and then all of y'all made an alliance to raid the 12th house, kill the matron mother, get the word, give the word back to, and no offense to you, Farwin, but Orcafor definitely wanted that. That's probably why you ended up
every
outside
minded
of
lord,
the 11th house.
every
And
minded lord
that's-
wanted that.
Every binder lord would want that. And that's why Xantha's pissed. Xantha's pissed because he didn't get it because Mel got it because Mel was supposed to give it to him. Oh my god.
The plot thickens.
I hate all of you.
Even me?
Are you just coming to this? Oh my
Yes,
God.
this is all the information that I needed, except for you, Amu. You're pretty cool. And
All
Killian.
right.
Killian's pretty cool too. The Sith
Thank
Lords,
you.
you two suck.
Not the
No,
first time I've heard
not
that.
Tenebrous so much, but whatever, it doesn't matter. Farwan, you suck. Well, Orcafor sucks.
Do you want to kill me, Birdman?
What the fuck? Like,
Oh man,
I don't know if I want to kill
Paul,
you.
pale and creepy over here.
But now I know everything. That's very interesting. So, are we gonna have him appear in court then?
I presumed Alucard mentioning this was a practice of him being a witness,
Interesting.
in
Okay.
case someone would just have him speak,
This is good.
as he's being
Yes, yes, yes,
cross-witnessed.
Nice.
But that still
Okay.
does not answer the question. Is Melada Abadanza going to make a presence herself or not?
She.
Because this will determine whether you have to act in her place as
Well.
either her attorney or as accused.
Yes, but I don't know. We'll see.
We will see.
He's not any guiltier than Alucard
I-
is, so
I don't make decisions for Mel. I am not Mel. So if I have to do it, then god damn it, I'm gonna do it.
he'll probably send someone.
She'll probably send someone. It's probably gonna.
It's usually, it seems her MO right now.
It's probably gonna be that freaky ass frog.
I kind of like him. He's growing on me.
I hate that frog.
What frog?
There's no one.
Disturbing one. That was at the moot some time ago.
Oh, this ugly thing.
There's,
That's really fucked up, honestly. Come
Does-
on.
does no one else find it weird that people say God damn it when there are many different gods? It seems.
Usually you're thinking about a specific one.
Well, which one are you specifically thinking of, Birdman, when you say it?
I don't know.
Well, it depends on what you're damning. I keep it very thematic.
What am I damning?
But is our little intrigue here completed? I believe it is.
I think so. Where is he gonna stay? With you?
I see no reason as to why not.
Okay. I also see no reason as to why not.
Are you okay with that, Alucard? You seemed more grateful towards the 8th house than anyone here.
I miss the what came before okay, Phil.
We could
Uh,
return him.
Alma was asking if he was more okay with being with the 8 house than anyone else who's in this room.
I do not know how things are exactly going on in the 8th house, so for now, I think, considering how I am presumed dead, I think it'd be best if I lay low with those that are aware of my revival until we can better control reactions to this. Based upon what has happened here, I can only assume those other than Orcafor, other Binder Lords, were vying for my memories.
Yeah. Does seem
It seemed like there was a whole scramble for different lords to just try and get at you, but, you know.
Which
I
was
guess
not
they're-
my intent. I was hoping that we at the 8th house could
Consolidate
use
power.
use the knowledge to. Yeah, he smiles
Yes.
in such a way that lets you know that consolidate is the nice way of saying it.
Yes, I'm being nice.
Well, if that's if staying in that tower of psychopaths is fine by you, then that is fine. That is fair.
You're calling
Cautious,
us
Amno.
psychopaths when you are the one who suggested breaking his brain apart. Are you being serious right now?
I said that it would go right back together with my magic. It would
It is
just
still quite
I
insane.
could split his skull. I could get directly
Birdman, do you have any
towards his
weed?
brain.
Do not spread
Sorry, I'm
your
laughing
energy
at
on a
Far's little
Master
Deadpool
Tenebris.
baby hand.
Common sense
Birdman,
is
I need
lost
some
on the
weed.
common. Almost slipped my words there.
Quite correct. Quite
I
correct.
love it,
I mean,
Far's
you
little
see
baby.
the results. That Farwin has his hand completely back to normal, probably even better than his previous one. It would have been the same if I had been directly interacting with the brain, and the skull would as well be put right back together.
Yes, and from first-hand experience, no intentional pun intended. I do not want to do it ever.
We
But
should
I am
take our
thankful
leave.
for the results. As you said, if the ends is what's important, what is the import of the means to get to them?
Well, I fundamentally disagree with most of the things you say, but I also disagree with that. In general, I'm just glad that we were all able to be cordial with each other, and I hope for future honesty and cooperation.
You should be saying the same for your own house, Master. Yes.
I have it handled.
This is getting
Trust
boring. I'm
Are
doing
you
this. I'm summoning some
certain?
kids.
I don't think it's smart for anyone to make
That's
a
what
move
I'm
on me.
talking
They
about.
are learning.
It is not always about you, Master Canius.
I
Remember what you
know.
represent.
I fucking. Oh my goodness.
Are you
Get the
seriously
fuck out of
summoning
here.
cats right now? All
Yes,
right.
Yes,
and
he
it
is.
is all around Killian.
Oh,
Kill it.
a bunch of cats get summoned?
Killian, you have 10 house cats that have appeared around you.
My mood immediately becomes better.
I think
Alright.
Farwan would pick up one of the cats, caress it like a Bond supervillain for a bit before letting it go.
Farwan, you truly think you know everything, don't you?
No. For a fool thinks he knows that his knowledge is complete.
Well, you are a fool, so that makes sense.
We all are fools.
Oh, that's
Oh,
better.
nice.
I actually like that.
Now,
Well,
the cats lasted an hour. They act like typical normal cats, and they have fun.
let's all keep this city together so that we can actually fight against the things trying to destroy it, yes?
And save the killing each other thing until after all the danger is over.
That sounds like a wonderful agreement.
It comes down to that.
Perfect.
Come now, Alucard. If you want
Do you
to
need
lay
help?
low,
You can't
Master
walk.
Tenebris, do you have any means to, and this is Farwan talking in your head, any means to ensure that he is properly disguised once we ride into the cage?
Might have to rest a little for that first, but yes.
I look at both. Do either of them look like they have any sort of strength to them?
Bro, they look scary, I thought.
No. I'm saying, do they look like they can lift him?
I have a strength score of 10.
Same.
Okay.
That's
So,
enough
Yeah,
to
no, that's
that's
two
enough to
dudes.
support a
That's
twink
two
elf, okay?
dudes. Yeah, the power of two dudes can carry. That's two average dudes.
two
can carry
twigs
one
carrying
dude.
a twig.
Yeah. You have enough for twink transport.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, well, if everything is all good here, then I should part ways for the night. What are the plans for tomorrow?
I don't know. I have to get a note for when I'm supposed to go in.
Will you and Sir Killian be staying here, or is there somewhere else you want to go?
I guess.
I got shit to do.
I'm gonna take a nap.
Where do you need to be, Killian?
Everywhere, honestly.
I cannot assist with everywhere.
Well, I'm trying to set up a few different things. Trying to improve the water sources, trying to get some actual resources around here with all that's going on. And also, I probably need to make sure my house is doing alright. But I have put in quite a bit of effort into that, I believe.
You need to... Okay. Well,
Wait.
I could produce how many? Let's see, 10, 20, 30. I could
No,
produce...
you're alright. You don't. I have the water handled. It's
I
cool.
could produce 90 gallons of fresh water for you.
I
if need be.
pull up my decanter of endless water. I have a portal to the water flame.
Oh,
It's cool.
oh, okay. Very well then.
Why are we walking? Why don't we just teleport?
You guys are like walking out the door, like just holding it. Like, why
We
are
had our
we doing
carriage out
this?
there, did we not? Or where did we park our carriage? Or did we tell our
So
carriage to
funny.
leave?
Oh, let's just hire some underlings and tell them to pick it up sometime.
Look at this awkward, like couch moving, like furniture moving conversation with these two just like scary elf dudes. It's just like,
But I will admit, you do bring up a good point. We could just teleport back. I just don't want people taking our stuff outside if we left it outside. But I think we could say, when we told our servants to leave us, they just took the entire carriage back to the tower.
can't have shit in the city of Salt.
Not in this neighborhood.
Okay, so the meeting's wrapped up.
Wait. I'm asking for instead. Why did you want to keep the severed hand?
Because, my princess, if I'm going to ensure I have a vessel, I would need as much flesh as possible. And running into a druid who has the power to regenerate bodies is not an easy means of accessing. That interaction saved some favors I would have to make with the Seven House.
I see. That is my thinking. Well, how would you like me to preserve it for the time?
Barwin would kind of start to wave his hand. Wave his hand. You know what? Because now I'm thinking this is another thing that he would do. Like, he would see your bag, he would have telekinesis rise on it, and then he would say in your mind, "I'm already started."
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Man.
Excellent.
Your method of getting your flesh and Sarek's is so different. He's fully just gonna like flay his back. Skin grows back, it's cool. Whatever.
Yeah, but I need clones after clones, a fresh hand.
Oh, goodness gracious.
That sounds like you're going to repeat something that he did. Oh
Goddamn,
boy.
Wizards on this continent are fucking crazy, bro. Y'all need to
Wizards
chill
in
the fuck
general,
out.
man. Well, okay, your
Look,
wizard,
therapy
all your
wasn't
wizard
invented.
did was become like a half dragon, and you made, a sorcerer's stone that could regenerate things and crap.
Yeah.
Like
You made a philosopher's
that's relatively mild when you think
Yeah.
when you think on in a square 200-mile radius, we have 3 wizards that are all practicing necromancy.
We got to keep in theme.
I
We got to
mean,
keep in
don't forget this is the same continent that a wizard became the god of death.
Yep.
Listen, Sarek practices magic, alright? He doesn't limit himself. I mean, he actually does a little bit, but not for necromancy.
No.
I'm limited in
And
the-
there are so many good necromancy spells that have come out in recent
Oh,
recent
yeah.
supplements.
Oh, yeah.
They used to be just like limited. Oh, I can,
You have a few the CR fucking nothing creatures.
animate dead. Yay!
This is so
I remember
cool,
in the
wow.
first campaign I made a few people that animate dead, and then they all died, and I was just like, well, that was
Yeah.
That was
It
not
kinda
very
sucked.
satisfying. That's why when we got to Ike and Arrow and he started raising things, I souped it up and I was like, no, we're making this fucking like you need to like come on,
Oh,
necromancy needs to
yeah.
be fucking scary.
It needs to be worth it.
Yeah,
If
he
it's
eventually
super evil and everyone hates it, it needs to be, scary.
It only motivates me to play Necromancer next.
the what?
Oh,
This makes me
Excellent.
want to play Necromancer next.
Oh yeah.
I'm playing Synth.
I love necromancy, but honestly, one of my favorites is I love it. What was it? Abjuration. Abjuration.
Oh yeah, Sarik's all up in that. That's what his specialty.
Yeah.
Taking damage? Just say no.
Just so you know, I've made an NPC that was based on abjuration for a really high level archmage thing. And it's lots of fun. I'm excited.
Awesome.
It may be in this campaign. It may not be.
Actually,
Nevertheless, all right, hand for clones. All right. So you all wrap up your meeting. Eventually, it's pretty late by this point. Eventually we could probably do some retconning with Secch and Mel, maybe returning before everyone goes their separate ways. But nevertheless, I think we can begin another long rest. I don't think people other than our spell users really need to worry about that right now.
Doing this again.
And then
Mine was extended, so I think I'm good. I just get a slot.
oh, I think yeah, go for it, Amma.
Amu would, before getting to all that, Amu would first ask Killian, is there anywhere in particular you want to be next? Your next destination?
Alright, is this after the long rest or before?
Before.
Before. I suppose the most pressing matters are around the first house.
Well, I know it would just be a quick walk. It wouldn't take much time.
Well,
but
if you need me, I'm sure I can help you with something.
no, it's that.
And as Amu tries to get through this window, the window doesn't budge because it's locked. He just breaks the window, crawls through it,
Damn it. Ugh.
and then he
Not
casts Wild Shape to turn into a giant eagle. And
I
then,
jump out the door like a refined gentleman would.
and then Amu offers like a wing if Killian wants to like hop on.
Sure, yeah. Hell yeah. Sweet, I don't have to walk.
Amu will,
Sorry, how big is this creature?
it's a giant eagle.
Yeah, I'm just saying I'm
He's a large
magnitudes
beast.
heavier.
He's a large beast. So.
Yeah. Okay. What's its strength?
Its strength is 16.
That's probably enough. Okay. They'll do.
Besides, it's a short flight. It's not that big of
Yeah.
a deal.
It's not British fine.
He'll just fly you over, drop you off like a boss, and then he's gonna fly.
Man, I wonder why they just didn't do this to Mordor, man.
Why did you choose to order me? And then Abu will fly to the to Squarmies.
And I guess we're going to count our gold now.
Farwin would also be talking to you about, like, once we go back to the tower in your mind. Now that this is dealt with, in the coming days, we'll ensure that Alucard is prepared for his trial and his reintegration into the city society. We will have to watch for the dates for when the trial is. But in the interim, we have some people of interest we want to hunt down. I think it is time for you to take revenge, my apprentice.
It's going to be so much fun.
Indeed. It has been some time since I've had to exert myself in combat, but I believe I will relish this.
When do we begin?
There are 3 people of interest we want to mark. The squamata that have us, that will be priority. Then there is the Vulpin that allied himself with Piovani. I wanted no witnesses. And we will ensure that he is found and removed. And then finally, keeping tabs on the elusive shadow of the Colossus as well. I have a theory.
That
that-
elf.
I have a theory that they are connected, but I need some insight into his activities since he seems to be missing. We will find him, and we will start tracking.
In due time. As of right now, we have bigger fish to fry. So, where do we begin? The little furry fuck? Or the big scaly fuck?
Do we have an idea when the trial is going to begin?
In fact, these are assassinations of my schedule.
We started the session with me saying you had 36 hours to kill before trial things become more pertinent. You, with your conversation and everything, getting to this long rest, you're going to be taking care of about, 16 of those hours.
Okay,
Enough time.
then let's find the fox.
Very well.
How do you go about it?
Once we go to our tower, seeing as Farwan has seen the creature and I believe knows his name, Owatam, we start with scrying.
You just do a thing, urgent baffle break, be right back.
And we could also investigate, since Farwan has slashed at him a bunch of times, if there's any residual hair to kind of lower his DC.
Slashed at him with what?
Oh, with a saber.
Wouldn't
And then
that
there's
burn
also a
any
sword.
hairs?
Burn any hairs, potentially, at least off the singes. And there's also attacks made by Tenebris with his sword for any drops of dried blood, or also hairs.
Okay, so you're looking for,
Owatam.
and you have hairs?
Oh, well, we want to see if we can investigate the dungeon area to see if there's any sort of residual body
Oh.
parts from the fight.
Okay. Okay. Uh,
If that doesn't work, I could always make a likeness or a picture since I have seen them.
okay, roll survival or investigation check, I think, for instance.
Investigation is damn.
That's what you get. That's what you fucking get.
I was about to say it's another crit. It is, but not exactly.
Perfectly balanced. As well.
Okay. Well, you don't find any hairs or anything, to be sure.
My servants have cleaned up well. Alright, likeness or picture it is. Instead of a -10, it'll be a -2 for the connection.
What'd you draw a picture of him?
Minor illusion.
Okay. Then -2 to his wisdom save. let's go to big map. Using his head. That's fine. Okay. You find him somewhere through the scrying on the city streets. Kind of absorbed into the crowds, moving his way towards someplace. You can roll a survival check from his point of view to try to pinpoint where you think he is in the city.
Survival is point of.
You think he's somewhere in the southern part of the throat. Just based upon the size of the buildings and the general smog that correlates more towards the tailstones doesn't seem to be above him. It's hard to really pinpoint what street he's actually on, but he is making his way south.
His way south.
So on this map, he's somewhere in the southern part of the throat, making his way south. It's a big area of the city, I'm sure.
Well, relaying this with Tenebris.
Good timing. I'm back.
So out of the game, Farwan's casting Scry, discovering that the fox is within the throat region. I don't know specifically which junction or which street, but we know he's going south.
South. Very well then. If he's going south, then we can walk with that. Hmm. Shall we wait until you can make out a little more, perhaps? Or should I just teleport over there?
Well, I think the teleport will have its own risks if you don't have a proper. If you don't have a proper anchor, you can just go anywhere.
We know every nook and cranny of the city as long as we can have a landmark. Something that would help. That should be quite enough.
I was saying, do I want to quash inspiration for this? I mean, that was after 10 minutes. Technically, I can do it again. To see if any information has changed for me to look at. Get more closer idea of the areas. Yeah, I think I'll do that. We'll do scrying again.
The what?
I was gonna say do scrying again.
Okay. Okay.
Also, double check for hair or something.
And I was gonna say, as we do scrying, just like what we did last time, Aaron had to project himself underground, so that you can peer yourself into what he sees. Where is the thing? This thing. So that way, in case you see something that Farwan doesn't, doing that.
Sweet. Then I'm gonna just go and do that. You know what? Let me score an inspiration as well to make it 26.
Um,
26. You spent your ninth level, right?
What?
Didn't you do foresight?
Yeah, I did do that. True. I don't need to spend inspiration. You're right.
okay.
So it was 26 by default. Okay.
So what are you trying to do with the investigation?
Finding some hair or blood or anything of the little furry fuck.
When?
I thought this was for scrying, not for searching for materials. Or what are you trying to do? Are you trying to get a body part to use it as a teleportation anchor? Was that what you were thinking?
Oh no! I thought it could have something to make the scrying easier for finding some hair or something.
Oh no, this is scrying on him because I found him, but I just could not at least with my survival. I have
Okay, that's how it works. Sorry, it's late. I'm a little tired. Yeah, then to find a good location to teleport to. Yes.
Um, I guess I don't know what you're basing the information off of to like figure that out.
Just a teleport anchor near the little furry fuck. So, well,
So you want to teleport near the fox?
yes.
Yeah. Um. So trying to use what you see in the scry to do that?
Yes.
Okay. Um.
I guess to kind of think, I guess as far as scrying, seeing if there's a location that Tenebris recognizes from his own personal scoutings in the city, and then from that landmark, he can use that to teleport there. I mean, I could spend inspiration to, but per the rules of inspiration, you can generate a random object. I can say that could be associated objects to ensure that it doesn't fail.
That's an idea.
Okay.
Yeah, can't forget about this.
What objects?
Random. Well, I guess it depends on his check, cause I'm scrying again on Oatom, and from me showing what I see to Tenebris, Tenebris wants to look at what I'm seeing to see if there's any landmarks that are familiar to him, maybe some that he's been to, and then from his check, he will see if there's any familiar landmark that he happens to have a random item. I will burn an inspiration to generate a random item, or Tenebris can, so that he has that to ensure that when he teleports, he's not off track by a lot, so that he'd have to end up walking anyway.
Yeah, let me use an inspiration for that. You already used so many slots.
What item?
Uh,
That's still my question.
Let's see, sign maybe?
Well, if it's an item, I say say it's a restaurant or a bar, you can have a goblet or a cup, a piece of cutlery. If that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah,
Then
just give me the type of character
for
still
this to
cutlery
be
for that.
fully satisfying for me as a GM, why the fuck do you have a random goblet from this random fucking restaurant just there?
Why do you think I'm a fucking
I heart,
criminal?
I
Of
heart
course
City,
I would steal silverware and
City of
goblets.
Salt coffee mug. I heart City of Salt coffee mug.
I heart
I have,
Salt.
I have a whole collection of
Okay,
goblets
okay.
and cutlery.
Okay.
All stolen, of course.
All stolen, yes.
One point narrative: need a torch, a stone. Why the fuck do you have it? I'm a fucking criminal.
Okay.
This is what I'm
I have
doing.
kleptomania. I have so much stuff I don't need.
Kleptomania. Oh, Oh, the poor
Then-
Oh
crusader
yeah,
of this
and
dungeon.
before I go
Then-
there, we need to disguise Alucard, right? And I might as well use it to disguise
Oh.
myself as well. So we do seeming.
Well, I don't think we need to take Alucard down there. In fact, if you want to go down there by yourself and I buff you, we can do that.
Yeah, that was the idea. Just in case Alucard wants to go out, so he's not recognized. 'Cause
Oh,
I
like-
can't just do
Oh,
it.
like as we were. Well, didn't we teleport?
We teleported. Yeah. In case Alucard wants to go out while I'm gone or something.
Oh, like so if
Oh,
Alucard wants to
so-
leave the tower and do something. You can
Yeah,
just do
exactly, exactly.
that. Okay.
I'll just make him look like I don't know, a Pomfera or something. And myself too. Do you want to be disguised too?
Do I think I'm gonna be going? Nah, I think I'll be doing tower stuff. I don't think the tower.
All right, then I'm a big fan for now.
Okay. You're a panther. You teleport next to this restaurant.
Do I get tasted?
Are we doing this again? All right, let's go.
Yes,
Uh,
fuck yeah.
And what are you doing once you're teleported?
What do you think?
Okay, then we're stopping right there. Because I don't have a map ready for
Oh my god.
that. So,
Well,
Killian is so tired.
Well, I had a, speaking of all of these shenanigans, I had a great idea in mind. So, Seth, I have 4 inspiration.
yeah, I know multiple. Like how many? Like wait, hold on. Far when you just use
One.
3, 1.
No, one.
All right, so
I
I
used the
have.
one?
Or
And
oh,
you-
did you want to use? I guess it makes sense if you used it. I was gonna use it just to make sure you had it.
Okay, so I know you guys have a lot of inspiration because I don't. I only have one that he just gave me. So, so I was expecting. If someone didn't use them, I would be kind of disappointed. I'm gonna talk. Almu, you have 4. What are you doing?
So, wouldn't it just be great if one of the 2 judges was just happened to be assassinated
Whoa.
by someone? I don't know who. By someone. I don't know which
Or
judge.
It's caught in the
Diarrhea.
crossfire of the assassination attempts.
I have no idea which judge. Just one of them. Leave
But he
it,
just happened to be in my way and I cut him down because of that?
leave it up to fate who dies.
You are outside a restaurant in the southern part of the city, following a Vulpin. A judge is not going to be there. I'm sorry.
It'll be funny if he's just in the way and cut.
It would be fucking funny, but there's no reason why a judge would be in this part of the city.
What about like a really good sandwich?
Really?
Oh my god!
Hey, I grew up here. I get my sandwiches
Ima-
here every
imagine-
day.
Okay, now
Come on.
imagine what kind of scandal
All right,
was
all
there?
right.
What was he doing? Was he trying to get some drugs? Was he meeting up with someone like for sexy time? Like what? Why is a judge there?
That is
Impressive.
kind of funny and interesting in some ways. I'm not gonna deny. So I have a note of for me to think about sandwich or sexy time.